welcome everybody to Fallout the RPG. I'm Bull Critter John, and tonight, as our game master again, we have Bull Critter Steve, Shala, and Corinth, and we have Son of the Deep.
Good evening, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed the intros.
So, last time we had our characters from the vault wake up, find their vault in its unfortunate position that it found itself in to start with. And in the run of things, y'all decided to make your way out into the wasteland. Now, you guys had just stepped outside. We're going to pick up with y'all not having closed the door yet in case you wanted to go back for anything. And with that, I'm going to give the floor over to the party to have a brief discussion before they truly venture out into the wasteland proper. And while you guys are having that discussion, your hyper-intelligent DM is going to go grab the water that he poured in the kitchen and didn't bring with him.
Yeah, so I guess that when you have a survival thing going on, you're probably supposed to pick up survival equipment before you go off into the desert wasteland.
Yeah, I did mention all those canteens and that fresh water back there.
Well, I'm almost sure there's got to be some kind of protocol, right? Like some kind of vault protocol for when you were supposed to leave in the first place. So it's probably a whole get up that we get, of stuff that we can get.
Where would it be?
Back in the storage room.
Yeah, probably in storage somewhere. I just wouldn't be sure exactly how to access something like that.
Where things are stored.
Where things are stored.
So you want to just take some extra supply stuff, though? Is that the general idea for the...
Yeah, I would like to... I mean, I have 2 canteens full of water, but I'm the only one with more than 1 canteen of water.
Yeah. That could be a thing. Water.
That could be a thing. Water.
In Texas. We come out and we find out that actually, because of all the things that happen in the world, it's all the way, water all the way up to Austin.
Yeah, or but it's all irradiated.
Irradiated salt water.
Irradiated salt water sounds
delicious.
So people just grab the unfortunate and then make them bet as to whether or not the radiation or the dehydration kills them first.
Yeah, which is going to kill you first. So, but first things first, before we get fully into character, Pookie, who are you today?
It's not a new day yet.
Oh shit! We get more Macho Man. I'm so excited.
What is exactly the water? What does water do in this? I'm not familiar with the survival aspects.
It helps with the thirst. You
really.
Yeah, it helps with thirst.
It cures that thirst thing.
Kills that thirst feeling.
How many pounds is a full water canteen? 1 pound?
That's a good question.
I can answer that question. Give me just...
Is it a gallon of water? If it's a gallon of water, it's 8 pounds.
No, can't.
It's not a gallon, dude. It's probably
us for strength folk.
24 ounces.
With how many? Probably 1 pound, just as a role-playing mechanism.
Oh, you mean how much does it weigh in the game?
I don't even know in real life, man.
Has a weight of 1.
Yeah.
And purified water's biggest benefit is that it will heal hit points. Will heal 3 hit points.
Oh, I can carry quite a bit. So.
I carry a lot.
Is there a besides storage area, Steve? Is there another area? Like you said, there was a cafeteria, right?
There's a cafeteria, a kitchen. Just the last time we explored the vault. Oh Lord, I just broke my browser. There we go. Okay. Last time we explored the vault, the areas that I had marked out that y'all didn't visit was the dining facility, the kitchen, the laboratory, the active vault dweller storage, and the medical. Those are the areas y'all hadn't gone to yet.
Can we just do some kind of roll to do a cursory search Like as a party? Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, what are you searching for? That's the question.
Let's just search those areas you mentioned and see if we can find survival supplies.
Yeah,
And
medical supplies would be
explosives.
huge. importance.
Explosives.
So
I think-
going into the medical.
I don't think explosives are going to be anywhere except where we already searched, right? Wasn't there a weapons
Yeah.
locker somewhere? They weren't
Yes.
there,
Well,
right?
no. The idea though is like see, this is where like you can really abuse the situation, which we shouldn't do. But you can be like, I'm sure they have chlorine here, and I'm
Yeah, I
sure they
know.
are like ammonia, and I'm sure they have
I'm just-
bleach,
I'm
and then
literally-
now we have mustard gas canisters.
I'm just trying
You
to
know,
move
things
us
like that.
along like out
Yeah.
of the vault into the game.
Yeah. He's trying to get us out of the vault quickly.
Okay,
Um,
sure. Just searching the areas, you can make one group search check. So pick the person with your highest survival.
E, right? Go for it, Corinth.
Okay.
And then
So
can we
we
all
are
just
rolling.
add? Can we add a
And
D20
that's-
each of us on the check?
So what's going to happen is it's a perception survival roll for everybody. Corinth is going to be rolling the primary, and any one of y'all that succeed, just add a success to his chart.
Okay.
And that's for each
So-
one we're doing this, or just
No,
one
we're
at a
doing
time?
one bulk roll. Now, considering the
That
fact
means we'll get a bunch of one thing, or
No, you'll be able to pick categories per success. Now, just so y'all know, the entirety of the vault has, in theory, been heavily searched. So baseline is a difficulty of 3 for y'all just to get.
I'm
baseline.
blowing all 6 AP for dice.
But again, any of y'all that manage a perception survival check, like pass the test,
Oh,
will
sorry.
add your roll or your success to Corinth's successes.
I got one.
Okay. How's it going? Play with the devil.
hey, let's play. Good to see you.
You rolled 2d20, John. Or we only
Yeah.
rolling 1d20? Then I got none. Sorry.
One.
Yeah, got none.
No, you're rolling a standard check, even the rest of it.
So you rolled
Oh
two.
wait, you're rolling two
Oh.
dice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you all roll
that's what I
2 because
thought.
I'm taking all. So I got.
Yeah, I got nothing.
And it's actually 10-10. So I got 1 success. I got a critical success for my survival roll.
Oh wait, my second one was a crit.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
I have.
Hey, look at that. It's showing the number underneath. The guy that's working on these is making it better and better.
Yeah.
So we got 4. We got 5 successes.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right.
have 4
So
successes myself.
He had 4 and I had 1 and John had 2. So what was that 7?
Yes.
4,
Boob.
6 successes total.
Well, John has 2 and I have 1.
John has 2.
John has 2.
Yeah, I
critical
my
success.
second die, I rolled a crit.
Critical success.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I don't even see your second roll.
Below his first one.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, so 7. 7. Fantastic. All right.
All right.
So just going through the categories you can pick from. You have 3 table rolls that you can choose, okay?
Yeah.
Medicine, right?
Your sections that you're going to be able to choose are ammunition, clothing, beverages, chems, oddities.
Now I got 4 successes, and I had my difficulty was 3. So, what can I do with that extra AP? Can I,
Now
Two
you're
categories, right?
getting 4, or yeah, you can get more categories. So right now you
One
have
more
3
category.
successes.
There's 6 AP. It's full, right?
yeah, I
blew-
used all 6. I blew all 6.
And then
for
you just
5
got
dice.
you just got 6 back because you had 7 successes when you only need 1. So that's 6
Oh, okay.
AP back in the pool.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
Oh no, he
Yeah,
needed
yeah.
3. He needed 3 just to make the
3
check.
successes. Okay, so you
Yeah.
have
So 4
3
back.
in the pool.
4 AP in the pool.
So
Yeah.
right now you have 3 tables you can roll on. You can choose to roll on them multiple times. Each time you burn an AP gives you another roll on a table.
all right, so definitely we want beverages.
So 1 beverages.
Chems, right, for medicine?
You want to do 2 chems for stim packs, possible stim packs?
Yeah, possible stim packs, right?
So 2 for chems.
So 1 bev, 2 chem,
Let's get ammo.
3. Okay, 1 ammo,
Let's do 2 ammos.
2 ammo.
Yeah. Even if it's stuff we don't have yet, we might run into the gun later.
Exactly. And then so how many charge if I burn my 4 AP, how many total rolls do I have?
You had 4 baseline, so you can get up
8.
to 8 tables. Right now you're at 5.
5.
You end up rolling a fat boy, and it changes the role playing experience.
Let's do 2 for weapons.
There was no weapons chart
Yeah,
available.
There was no
You said-
weapons, man.
Yeah, you
Oh,
said
you can't do it,
ammo,
burn your AP
barrel.
and get weapons?
Oh,
Clothing, but that's not
charts,
armor, right? Clothing and
ammo,
armor is different
clothing,
charts.
beverages, chems, and oddities
Okay.
and value. Those
Dude,
are
let's
the-
do-
clothing. Does clothing
Oh,
actually
and
do
junk.
anything? Does clothing
Huh?
actually do anything in the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do 1 clothing. Let's do 3 oddities. See what the hell we get.
Yeah, let's do
Or
it.
how about a junk that way? Because I have a workbench.
Yeah,
now.
1 1 junk and 3 oddities. So
You could do 1 junk and 2 oddities. You're already at 5. You're
oh,
at
my bad.
5 of-
Okay. Yeah, let's do 1 junk, 2 oddities.
Okay. So with that in mind, we'll start with the 2 ammunition rolls, 2d20.
Okay.
If
Alright.
more than one of y'all want to hit these rolls real quick, that way we can pump through this real quick.
Just do it in order. However, it's in order. That's fine.
Okay, give me the first roll.
First one is 34.
34 is going to be... Okay, so I kind of figured out how this works. I need you to roll 46. Stupid, but we're going to do it anyways.
I got it.
46. And then treat them like combat dice just to tell me what your successes are.
1, 2 in an effect. 2 in effect.
Okay, well, the effect doesn't do anything in this. But
All right. So
okay,
so 2.
so 2. So you
Yep.
end up finding 10 5.56 rounds.
All right. Is anyone keeping track of party treasure?
I'm writing it down right now.
Thank you so much.
And then what is the second 2d20 roll?
Are you typing it down or physically writing it?
Writing it down on a piece of paper.
29.
29
I love that.
is going to be... You know what? I'm tired of just doing the combat dice. Just roll me 3d6 and tell me what you make.
All right. So you just want the total? Total is 10.
10. So you end up finding 11 38 rounds.
All right. So what's our next chart?
The next chart is you did no clothing.
No.
The next one is the beverage chart.
Was that 2d20 or not?
That is also 2d20.
All right, we got 10 and 17 on that one.
All right, a 10 is going to be a Nuka-Cola.
Okay. So we should have 2 of those now.
You have 1 Nuka-Cola cherry. It's
Oh, sorry.
Different.
It's a lot
And then what
different.
was the second roll?
17.
17 is another beer. So you got
Sweet.
Nuka-Cola and a beer.
All right. So now what are we rolling on?
We are on the chems chart. What'd you get?
What are we rolling? 2d20 or 3d20?
Please.
Huh?
2d20.
And we had that twice, right?
Twice?
Yeah. 5 and 14.
All right, so you have Addictol, which helps with addictions, and a dose of Daddy-O, which I'm not entirely sure what that one does.
That sounds like it gives you charisma.
It's deep,
Daddy-O
Nick.
reduces the
Hey,
difficulty
Daddy-O,
of perception.
what's up?
It reduces the penalty difficulty of perception intelligence rolls by 1 plus 1 difficulty to charisma tests.
Cool. All right, we have 2 oddity rolls, which are
It's the opposite.
3d20s.
Like turns you into the flubber scientist.
Apparently. First one 25. Second one 49.
Okay, so the 49 is a behavioral analysis mod, which I have no clue what that does.
It's for a Mr. Handy.
Oh yeah.
So a Mr. Handy part.
All right.
That'd be cool because then we can install it in Mr. Handy and then find out what's going on with Mr.
Yeah.
Handy. So that'd be like
If we find a Mr.
perfectly
Handy,
beautiful.
we could possibly fix it.
And then
The beautiful
first
thing is-
roll was 29, you said?
25.
Or
Do me a favor and roll 3d20.
27.
All right, you find $2,700.
Wow. Oh,
pre-war
boy.
monies.
straight
Pre-war.
banking it.
That'll be 5 caps.
Hey, we should bring this with us in case we need to buy something out there.
Oh no, we're taking it with us. All right,
Hey,
and then last
hey,
but
even
not
in
least,
the
is
video
junk,
game,
right?
each one was worth 1 cap, right?
More importantly, it's cloth.
For this cloth.
And then I need a intelligence plus repair roll.
On who? From who?
Whichever one of y'all wants to make it.
Not me.
That's gonna be Deshala. He's got repair. I got repair too, right? Yeah, I've got repairs attack skill as well.
Your intelligence might be higher.
Yeah,
I got an
that's-
8.
Yeah, I'm only a 5.
Yeah. So John's
Again, I'm more lucky than smart.
1 success.
1 success. Okay, so what I need you to do is roll. You managed to find the equivalent of 3 common materials.
All right, who wants to carry this? You guys want me to carry it, or you guys gonna carry it?
we could probably spread it out on me and you. Just
Yeah,
Me and you have an
I'm
enormous
100
amount of
pounds
strength.
below my thing.
All right, I'll take
I only
the
have 4 strength, so
I'll take the
I can
ammo.
only imagine.
I'll take the
All right.
beer. I'll give you the Nuka Cola.
That's post 10 canteens.
I'll keep the daddy. The daddy-o's for charisma checks, right?
no
Nah,
intelligence and perception checks. It's +1 difficulty to charisma.
All right, I'll give that
Yeah.
to John. John, you take that.
okay.
Yeah, we might need
Who
your
has
intelligence.
a-
to, like,
yeah, your intelligence or your perception is pretty good. The addictals to get rid of addiction, right? I'll keep that.
Yeah, what's
I
wrong
got
with that?
because I got the beers.
Is beer addictive?
Yes,
Bullshit.
from one fucking drink you can become addicted. It's stupid. And I guess I'll just give you the other shit, dude. The
right.
money, the behavioral analysis mod, and the common materials.
Sure. Just if you'll just annotate on that, I'll add it to my character sheet later.
I'm glad the junk we found was called common materials because it was just like junk. It's like, yeah, hey, I think we should grab these pipes and that piece of rusty hinge over there before we head out into the wasteland with all of the vault around us, you know?
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Literally, you could, if you were being technical, I guess you could just say I just break everything apart for the next year and make 10 million common materials.
I'm leaving with a 30-foot tall power armor suit run by the fusion reactor that ran the entire vault.
We build
That's
a,
right.
we build a fucking we build a robot, a giant robot.
What was that bot movie from the 80s where Robot Jocks?
Robot
Yeah,
jock.
we build a
Yeah.
robot jock.
Build a robot jock.
Robot jug. All right.
All right, and
I
just
think that's
as mentioned before, the way we roll for addiction is at the end of the session.
yeah.
For at least for alcohol, we take a single d6 per alcoholic beverage, essentially, that you've drank. They say in the session, I would say like in a day, and then if you roll any effects on it, then you have the drink during the session. If 2 or more effects are rolled, you're addicted. So you need 2 or more effects to be rolled.
So it's like 26.8% alcohol by volume.
Apparently. So we're also going to fill up. I want to make sure we're going to fill up enough canteens where we all have 3 waters. I figure that'd be enough.
That's fine.
Okay.
Bro, imagine the alcoholic that has 1 beer once, and then it's like, oh my god, that tastes so nice. And then he just has 1 beer every day, but then it grows over like a
Dude, didn't
period,
Dare
so it's
teach
like
you anything? That's how
40.
it starts, bro. That's how it
yeah,
fucking
just
starts.
One sip of
Beer is the gateway alcohol
That's right. Not one drink ever.
ever.
All right.
I broke that.
I think we're good.
I think the idea there,
Overseer.
if you are consuming a metric shit ton, I'm supposed to hit you with it. I think if you just have one beer, I'm not even going to bother with it.
Yeah,
Unless
especially
you
with some
unless you have
role-playing
like
related.
terrible endurance. Like,
You're like not taking the mechanics, you're just doing it for roleplay related things too. That would probably towards that.
No, I mean, it allows you to reroll 1d20 on strength and charisma tests, so that's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if you don't want the addiction
I want to
benefit,
be like
or
the
roll,
biggest
then
alcoholic
you don't get
ever.
the benefit.
But it makes you dumb, so all of your
You
intelligence
know,
by one difficulty.
Yeah, like if you took
Hey,
Yeah,
party,
because I know when I'm 6 beers in, my charisma.
That's
is
why I
through the
took
roof.
Party Boy.
you could take party boy, and then you could take like unarmed shit, and you could be a drunken master, and you could just roll around,
Yep.
fucking people up.
Okay. So after doing one final sweep of the vault, making sure everything's secure, or at least as secure as you can make it before you close the vault door. Are there any standing assumptions that there is a possibility someone could open this vault, considering everything y'all have fucking seen so far?
Well, we could seal
Yeah.
it
Well,
in,
they
right?
have to have one of our pit boys to do it.
I would seal it
So
anyway.
one of
We
us
should
would have
definitely
to
seal
die.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to still seal it.
Okay. So the sealing of it is definitely happening. All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
then we will get back to where we were at the very end of the last session, which was us standing at the vault exit with the massive vault door shutting behind you.
Recalculating. Does it say spines or splines? 'Cause if it says splines, we get a Sim City thing going on there. But anyways, continue on.
And as you'll finally shut the vault door behind you again, you find yourself standing in a somewhat roughly carved out stone tunnel. It's warm in here, it's damp in here. The outside of the vault door, although there's still a good amount of paint on it, has clear signs of rust. It looks like someone has, at some point in the past, tried to blow this thing off its hinge, trying to ensure that maybe it will never be closed. As you remember, when you found it last, there was a Mr. Gutsy, or I mean a Mr. Handy, jammed in the doorway, leaving ever so slight bit of an opening.
Well, we knew they had come. They'll be back, or it's us.
Or it's us.
These are the
Are
options.
we
no?
the heroes? Are we the villains?
So,
So,
I'm assuming most of y'all will likely activate your Pit Boy flashlights.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Turn on the Pit Boy
Yeah,
flashlight.
probably as we're leaving the vault.
I failed to
There-
take dark vision.
I'm assuming this light in the image is not on.
No, it is not. But it was in the image, so.
Is it? You said it's nighttime.
No, you guys aren't outside of the cave yet. You're in the cave system. But with your flashlights on, go ahead. Someone was about to say something. Sorry.
When we came into the vault, is this the way we came in? So we know
Yes.
the pathing out.
Yeah. It's winds up. It goes up about 100 yards or so before it comes out to the opening. And the opening was left very plain looking, so as not to draw attention to the fact that there is a vault. So it actually is just a cave face that's covered with, wooden boarding that has a shitty wooden door on it. Kind of makes it look like an old abandoned mining tunnel or something.
Who has the gun?
I have a
I think
bat.
all of y'all have guns.
Everyone should have guns.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we all have 9mm.
I mean, I I got a gun, brother. I'll take point.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be behind him.
All right. As y'all
Party
make your way,
formation.
as y'all make your way up the tunnel, as you
You
get
hear the
further
light
up,
clanking of Molotovs behind you.
as you start to make your way further up the tunnel, you'll see that there are some crude little encampments made. It looks like bedrolls made out of some sort of rough-looking leather. It's also covered in mildew and just looks like it's been here for a very long time. There's some crude tools. You see something that looks like a mining pick almost, but it's very rough made. And assuming the nature of some of y'all, when you go to actually grab hold of it, the handle is so mildewed and waterlogged that it doesn't even hold the head of the pick anymore. So if you wanted to, you could add either a metal pick head or one more common junk to your junk pile if you wanted to add that.
I'm good for right now.
So just one common material. I'll add it. One common material.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But as you go further up, the amount of this stuff starts getting more. It looks like at some point people did encamp inside of the tunnels.
Yeah, it makes sense. Gives you a break for shelter. So,
Which workbench?
That's probably
did I
how
pick up?
you found how they found the vault.
I'm sorry, what was the question, John?
Which workbench did I pick up in the maintenance bay? I could have sworn I wrote it down, but it's not there.
You guys decided on the armor bench. No, the weapon bench. Decided
Yeah.
on the weapon bench because you were convinced you would be able to make weapons for your stronger party members. I had to scroll back. I saw weapon bench or armor bench as options, but I had gotten an underlined one.
But that's back in the vault, right?
Yes, that
Yeah,
is
we're
back.
we're not carrying a workbench around. God, I hope not.
I mean, I can carry
Oh,
it if you need me to.
How much does it weigh?
See, we have
Probably
access to the camps.
200 pounds.
It would be quite impractical for you to move it around.
It weighs as much as 2 Andre the Giant.
Well, I mean, if we're
That's
making
right.
it, couldn't we make a fold like it folds up and it's the one that looks like a ladder until you set it out? and
If
then
you want something that folds, I got a folding steel chair on my back, brother. And that'll fold out
I
real
was waiting for
nice.
it.
so you can sit down.
Oh my God, I was waiting for that.
Do y'all take any time to interact with any of this campsite, or are y'all
No, I
just
just-
gonna move right along?
I just
I'm
keep
just
just
gonna
gonna-
inspect it.
I want to be stealthy too, Steve. I'm
All right, go
sneaking
ahead and-
along.
Are you going to be using the lighting from your flashlight then?
No.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
gonna turn off my
remember-
flashlight.
Before we go too far into it, the flashlights on the Pit Boys are not forward-facing flashlights. They're just a higher light setting on the screen. So just imagine you have something akin to like a iPad strapped to your wrist that just has a high-power light screen.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn,
Everything has a nice green glow.
I'm gonna turn mine down and try to use the light from them, so it'll go like a little in front, and stealth along.
All right, just go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
All right. So I just click it on my character sheet.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's a critical. That's a complication.
Oh,
With no
right.
successes.
So you guys see Magnum Man. He definitely is initially sneaking
I'm
really
like the
good.
knight, brother.
But the
Like the-
problem is,
gonna do
after
a-
he
we're
gets
gonna do a
about 10
run-in.
feet ahead of y'all, right?
Mhm.
Hear what he's saying right now?
Yeah, that's what he's
We're gonna
saying.
do a run.
Yeah, he's not saying it out loud,
Yeah.
but he is definitely saying it like he's not even noticing that he's saying it.
When I get
He's
close-
mumbling it loud enough as he's walking.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit him with a steel chair. Yeah.
On my Pit Boy, can I pick up any radios?
Inside the cave, no.
Okay. And checking the actual campsite.
That would be a perception survival roll.
That's
While you're
2d6.
taking the time to do that, I'll actually, if you just click the skill now, it gives a much prettier rollout system than it did before. Do you see how it's actually showing us what you rolled?
Okay, but survival is tied to endurance. Right.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so, I
It doesn't
mean-
let you change that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
Maybe
I
in
have
the
one
future.
success.
One success. Okay, I'll get back to you in just a moment. Magnum Man, as you start getting towards the top of the cave, you see the wooden slats that cover the cave face. And just on the inside, maybe 5-10 yards in from that doorway, you see these two things on tripods. It's almost looks like a metal coffee can, slightly bigger than a metal coffee can, maybe like a 5-gallon bucket that has a gun barrel going out of it, and it's pointed towards the direction of the door.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like there's some light and sensor pods on the top of the bucket,
Fuck.
but it's facing towards the doorway.
It hasn't seen me yet, right?
They don't seem to be moving at all. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. All right. Is there a rock or something near me, like a tin can?
Sure. There's some sort of junk around you. For
I'll
sure.
grab some junk and throw it out towards where the sensors are.
Are you
away
just
from-
out in front of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get back to you in a moment.
I should note that I did not stay to look at the stuff. I'm behind him by about 10 feet.
Yeah.
So just throwing that out there.
All right, Edwin. While you're kind of searching through all of this stuff, you're kind of pushing some things around. You find a lockbox, and it's actually a very nice lockbox. It looks like it's a Vault-Tec metal storage box, and on
Okay.
top of it, in what you can either assume is red paint or something else red, very crudely written, the words, "You've done this before."
Oh,
One of us has
I-
gone crazy in the past.
Guys, apparently we've done this before.
All right, so
what do you
before y'all
mean?
can even react to that,
Oh shit.
And
the
to
two of
think,
you,
they thought that we wouldn't notice it already.
the two of you up front,
Yeah.
the Magnum Man throws a rock out in front of the sensors,
Uh-huh.
and you see the lights on top of these 5-gallon metal buckets start to flash
Turrets.
on,
Fucking turrets.
and the barrels move and track the direction of the rock, and then you just hear click, 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 click.
Yeah. Someone's running on empty. Oh yeah.
I wonder how many of us died before one noticed the pile of bodies.
Are they
and
turned? Are
wrote,
they turned
"We've
the other
done
way?
this."
The barrels.
I'm sorry?
The barrels turn the other direction towards the rock.
Yeah, they turn towards the rock, but their range of motion is 180 in front of them, so they're pointed towards the door, not towards your direction. It was
All right.
intended to keep people from coming in, not going out.
Well, I'm gonna run towards the back of one of them
Okay.
if it turns.
It can't turn towards you.
Okay, cool. I run towards the back of it then, away
So you
from the
just run
barrel.
up on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna see what caliber it used. Are there any shell cases on the floor?
Right now you run up on it. Edwin, as you're calling out what you called out, you hear the sound of metal starting to move and then a repetitive sound of something clicking further up the tunnel. Are you joining the rest of your compatriots?
Yeah, guys. Oh crap! They left me here alone.
All right.
Molotov in hand, headed towards them.
The three of
Are you
you
grabbing
up
the
front-
lockbox?
up front.
How big is the lockbox?
It's about a foot by maybe 8 inches. It's not very big. It's a small personal lockbox.
I'll grab the entire thing if I can
Yeah, I mean it's
and bring it with me.
weighs maybe no more than 10 pounds.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, back up front, the three of y'all. The Magnum Man has run up behind one of the two turrets.
Okay.
That's two turrets.
I'm just gonna casually walk up to one of them.
Yeah, I want to check the
Inspector.
caliber.
Magnum Man, what are you doing?
Off switch.
Yeah, actually very easy to find.
Turn it off.
You flip the switch and the barrel sinks back down.
And there's two of them, right?
Yeah.
There's two of them.
Yes.
Before we turn off the other one, I want to check something. So I'm gonna walk out in front of it and see if it tracks me, or if it doesn't track me.
It does not track you.
I was making assumptions because of Spit Boy, but I believe this might protect us from it. Insufficient.
Well, why don't you take off your Pip Boy and check it?
That could end poorly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Well-
turn.
Well,
I'm
I
just gonna-
mean, it's
I'll
They
turn
just
just tried to
empty.
shoot.
yeah, but
They're
maybe
both empty.
I'm gonna go turn the other one off anyway, just in case.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a fair choice.
Yeah,
Uh,
in chamber 39, it had a bullet stuck. And so then when it comes around the next time, it's
Or
like,
whatever.
oh, no, don't worry about that.
Or
It's
there's
fine.
something in the barrel and you get Brandon Lead to death.
Well, all I'm
dude, I
thinking
know
is
what's
it's
got it.
like it tracked it because it's a rock, but since we have a Pip Boy, it won't track us. Like it won't fire at us. If we ran in full speed with people behind us, it'd probably shoot them. I'm assuming.
Are there wires running off of this to something that could be a terminal?
No,
Our Pip Boys are like actually entirely way valuable. Like
What kind of
for,
power
like,
source
just
does it
the-
have?
story itself.
it's got some sort of an internal battery.
What's in the
Probably a
lockbox?
fusion core.
They're too small for fusion cores. It probably uses something like for the more sciencey of you, it's probably a modified energy cell.
Yeah.
The same kind
What's
of
in
thing
the-
you use with your energy weapons.
Jebediah points at the lockbox. What is that?
Oh, I found this, and I'll flip it to show the blood.
We've done this before.
Blood.
Okay, that's great. Let's open it.
I'll put it down
I
on the
thought it was
ground in
spread
front
on
of
the
him
wall,
and
my
take
bad.
a step back.
I'll open it.
It's locked.
All right. I have what you need right here. And I give him a bobby pin.
You're probably going to be better at that than I am.
I'll give it my best shot. Yeah. I used to set the ring down in Memphis. Yeah. A lot of turning of the wrenches. Yeah. All right. I tried to pick the lock.
All right, it's just a lock picking test.
Yeah. No successes.
So you're fumbling around with the. Actually, does the bobby pin give you any bonuses?
Yeah. Reduces difficulty. Oh,
Oh.
yeah. So I automatically succeed.
So you're
Oh,
just
thank
sitting there, you're messing with it. It takes you maybe 5 or 10 minutes, but after a little bit of fussing around, you feel the lock give.
Did not realize that a character that it was a perception lockpick check, or I might have just been like, I could probably try that.
That's why I was giving it to you. But
My bad. I thought you had like a skill in it.
All right. It takes the Mega Man like 10 minutes, but pops it open. Inside of the lockbox,
Take your thieves tool and shove it.
no, you find a damaged Pip Boy. The screen is completely shattered. It looks like it probably took a bullet of some sort. The entire wristband is stained a reddish coloration. Also inside there is a stim pack and a small leather pouch that seems to have something inside of it.
I'll give Corinth the
Alright.
stem pack.
A human
All right, I'll take the stim pack and we'll open it up.
Let me connect my Pip Boy to that one. See if
Yes,
there's
I
any
was-
things that I can find.
Yeah. While he's doing that, I'll go ahead and take the stim pack.
All right, you've picked up the stim pack. While I need a science roll or I need. You're just trying to connect it right now.
Yeah, connect it and see what the other one has on it.
Go ahead and give me a science with a complication of.
Or yeah, maybe I should inspect it first. Yeah, let's start to inspect it first. That'd probably be smart.
Then give me a repair check. Difficulty 3.
Can I assist in that one?
You certainly can.
That would
While
be
Burn
they're
some
messing,
AP.
while they're messing with you guys only have 1 AP in the pool right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeek.
Meep.
And
That's a lot of meep.
What's in the pouch?
In the pouch, you find 50 caps and a very roughly scrolled map, but due to the moisture and the blood stains, The only thing you can make out is a couple of map markers. The words near them are faded and just gone. But one of them seems to be in the direction of San Angelo, and the other one seems to be northward of San Angelo.
I give the map to our survival guy, so I give it to Jebediah.
Okay.
Never was good at reading maps, yeah.
All right, with
How old does the map look?
it looks aged.
We've been here before a long time ago.
You want to divide the caps, or you want to party treasure it?
Just part treasure right now.
With the test you made there, you think that you're probably going to have to take some time and fix this up before you attach it to anything, or you're going to fry the memory board on it.
Okay. It looks
This
like we
thing-
need to take some time to fix this. I might need some tools. But yeah, I'd say let's put it back in the lockbox. But I feel like that was a bit easy to open.
Smithfield, what are you making a roll for there, buddy?
Just looking over the map. I'm using perception plus survival roll with my knowledge of Texas to see if I have any, if I could pick apart anything else from this map.
The first area that's marked, like from your memory of the pre-war Texas, the first marker looks like it's in one of the old ranch locations. Like
Okay.
being a rancher, especially semi-local, it is in what you would consider like ranch heartland.
Okay.
And then the second one, to your best estimation, might have been an old military post. Why the two are marked, there's no clear indication. But with that survival roll, you can also see that although it's a very crude hand-drawn map of a more localized area, oh, my computer's making all sorts of noises.
That's all right.
I gotta figure out how to stop that. What was I saying?
The crude maps.
With the
and
crude
looking-
map, it seems like whoever drew this left a couple of other markers, like with your knowledge of survival, it feels like maybe the person was marking caches or something. They're
Okay.
small marks, and you could be wrong. It also could have been long enough at this point, given the aged look of the map, that whatever it was isn't there anymore.
True.
But whoever was keeping track of this map seemed to have some semblance of survival training.
So my question is,
Sorry.
which is closer, the ranch or the cache?
The thing that's closest to you would be one of the caches.
So these are my thoughts, and this is open. I don't know if any of us are a leader. I think we all should just kind of, whoever's got the best idea for the circumstance should probably take control or just be the leader. I think these may be caches. I don't know how old they are. If I had a choice between going to a ranch or a military depot, I would honestly choose the ranch because I worry that anything with military depot is going to be fortified. They've already scrounged all the weapons out of it. It sounds like a much more dangerous place to me. So my vote is to go to the cache and then head towards the ranch, but I'm open to suggestions.
I can't go to a hotel, so that works.
Lawrence, what about you, Dirk?
Yeah, let's yeah, let's go to the cache. Yeah. Yeah, Lawrence is mute now. Yeah. He's trying to talk, but we don't hear him. Yeah. There he is.
We can hear Dr.
I have a
Reaver again.
theory. Whatever we pick this time will be the same thing we picked last time. Right? Whatever feels comfortable to you should be the right choice. So, when we go to
Or-
the cache, what are the chances do you think that we are the ones who set up the cache?
Oh, it's highly likely. So are you saying that instead of going to where we
No.
feel comfortable, we should go to where we're not comfortable?
I say where you're comfortable means it is where we should go because it is where
Okay.
we have been before.
if
we
we've
need
done
to
this
figure
before,
out why, and then we can make the choices.
if we've done this before, we probably relied on you to get us places because we know you understand living out here better than all of us.
Yes,
Okay.
and if we've left a cache, knowing we'd be out again, it may be the caches we need to progress our understanding of why we are outside.
Okay. That being said, I think we'll go to the cache then.
Should
Oh,
we trust ourselves? Just like start,
That's-
slowly walking towards
I
the
totally
cave.
trust me.
Uh,
All right. Well, is there anything else to search here?
Nothing else to search. There was a question of the caliber on the turrets.
yes.
Both of the turrets are chambered in 38.
We'll put the
What's the-
38s in there.
No, I don't think it's worth carrying a turret around.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I meant for the door.
Reload the turrets with the 38s.
I mean, we have like 10 rounds.
Well, you know, it's
5
10
shots
rounds.
per
I mean-
turret.
Just in case we find a 38, maybe
Yeah, in case
there's
we
a
find a
38 rifle
38.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worth it.
Or for trade as well. Or
Yeah,
traps.
as we-
like you were
so
talking
as
about
we-
traps before. You should be able to use 38 rounds to create some form of trap.
Yeah, you could. I could
Just,
set. I could
like,
set basic
We could leave it in the
repair
turret.
actually too.
I don't know if it's going to even. Well, I guess it would shoot somebody that came up. But
Yeah.
I don't think they can get through the door.
The
Right.
local
True.
lady who's been harvesting mushrooms for the last 30
Yeah,
years, it
some
just
poor-
walks by the click, 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 and then this time when she
Yeah.
walks up to it, she gets 10 in the
Pow,
chest.
pow, pow.
some little macho
Click, click,
maniacs
boom.
get cut down. Yeah, coming to look for the champion of the world. Yeah, like, I guess we'll go north. We'll follow Jebediah's map. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna head towards the cache
All right,
and then
so
head towards the
exiting-
farm.
exiting the last door out into the open wilderness.
Yeah.
Right,
You
right,
guys are
son.
greeted by the Texas summer sun.
No.
It's
Uh,
Mm.
are the
midday.
goggles on?
Are the goggles on? Do you have goggles on?
Or weren't they part of our equip? They got to be part of the vault suit, right? For when we go out into the sun, so we don't burn our eyes out.
You're funny. You don't have any goggles.
I pray
So-
for courage.
You initially deal with some sun blindness, as you guys have not seen the natural sunlight in way too long.
Mm.
And you find that you're about halfway's up a pretty good-sized hill. What you guys remember was a pea gravel road back when y'all first came in is now overgrown by the rough weeds of the Texas brushlands. Looking back at the wooden slats that cover the cave entrance, you see that someone has painted more appropriately, the Magnum Man's symbol on the side of the entry.
My symbols on the side of the entry.
Yep.
I don't remember doing that. Yeah.
So should you do it now?
I hope your personality is not one that
I'm gonna go.
harbors confrontation,
Bring a
because then that
charcoal
would
around.
mean a lot of people know you.
Steve, anything
and
I can
us.
etch?
Yeah.
You want to etch something?
Yeah.
What do you think
Well,
your
the-
character would fall back to for etching something?
Well, first of all, I want to inspect the symbol and see if anyone's etched anything before.
So you just go and inspecting where you naturally feel like you would have etched something. You see that there are 8 different times that someone has etched something. The first time is something weird. Then by the third time, it's like the third time's a charm, right?
I check. Yeah, I go up and I etch today's date from my Pip-Boy.
Okay. Given that that is the instinct that you're going with, each one of these actually has a date on it. And they are in about 20-year gaps.
Yeah, and then I etch. Oh yeah, with like lots of E's and A's and exclamation points.
Derek, I have a feeling that you're going to be famous in possibly the worst way possible.
Yes, I wonder how many people have already encountered our people. But do they know our physical forms? And if not, then can we pretend to be individuals different, knowing that we have been out before, so that they do not know that we are those people? But as soon as they see the Pip Boys, they will probably.
Oh, I just had a terrible thought.
In fact, what if the locals are the ones
Doctor,
that just kill us and take the Pip Boys
Doctor.
to stop the insanity?
What if every time we were in a quote unquote simulation while we were sleeping, we were not in simulation?
Yes, what if we have been out killing people?
Yeah.
Then they would really be upset with us.
Yeah, I just had that thought.
But not necessarily us. Maybe the other.
I was about to say.
Also,
Hopefully, we were wearing different faces.
So maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe
the long
you were-
robes would be.
Maybe you didn't have those burns on your face, yeah, before the last time you came out, huh? Yeah.
No, I've always had these.
But I feel if we
Did you,
have the
though?
Pip Boys on
Like the
us,
scar on my
everyone will know
face.
immediately.
Maybe
who
I
we
didn't
are.
always have this, yeah?
I mean, there's a high chance we didn't have these bodies.
Yes, but we did have the Pip Boys, and there was a pile of the Pip Boys at the Foster's office, which
Did we?
means a lot of us have been killed by somebody we have pissed off very much.
I go into my Pip-Boy and I check Steve, is there a registry of users?
what are you looking for exactly?
How many different people have used this Pip-Boy before me?
Give me a science roll.
Oh yeah.
Damn you.
So good at it.
It turns out to be fucking 4,900, and it's like, we are really in 2020, 2020, 2020,
No
2020,
successes.
2096.
All right, so you're looking for how many users have used just this Pip-Boy?
Yeah.
While you're browsing through, you notice that although it's somewhat confusing looking at some of the registry files, it seems like somewhere, to your best approximation, somewhere between 6 to 12 people have been assigned this Pip-Boy, but you're not sure if you're looking at the right information or not. But it feels like you're following the right track or the right thought process.
We are going to die.
Well, eventually, yes. On a long enough
Apparently,
timeline.
several times.
We pulled. Do we know about what Joey just encountered, or is that not something?
You know that the Magnum Man just started picking at his Pip-Boy.
When we were inside,
This
when we
is
were
very
inside-
confounding.
When we were inside searching and we were in the medical bay, was there any kind of equipment for uploading things into the Pip-Boy, like diagnostics or like medical information?
Oh yeah, there were computer consoles in medical.
I don't know. I mean, my character can't figure this out, but I bet if John takes time and goes and checks each one of these Pip-Boys, he'll be able to figure out who exactly
Yeah.
used them before us. And if it was
For
us,
sure.
I haven't
yeah.
stumbled upon the idea. Like my idea is
Computers
going
aren't
to like
my thing. Yeah,
we
let's,
got the.
let's
Pip
go
Boys
towards the
from
cache. Yeah.
Let's go to Cache.
My name's the
I-
Magnum Man, not the Mystery Man. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do you have your
My
symbol
my
on you
character
somewhere,
hadn't
by the way?
stumbled upon
Yeah, it's
the
on my
idea.
chest.
Painted on
It's on
the
your
chest.
chest.
Painted, painted on my synth chest.
Oh, yeah. He did put your symbol on your
All right.
chest.
So I'm going to move y'all to what is the current world map. There will be a better version
Hey.
of this hopefully by next session.
Sure.
Glorious Game Master, can you do me a favor and make sure you move both of my tokens this time?
Oh, but where's your other token? I
It's-
can't move the other one because of the fact that it's set as GM, so you have to move it yourself.
Yeah.
no,
well,
the GM one is for the broadcast is moving. I'm talking about my other player one with the green and white flags. It's still back in the vault.
Which area is it in?
In the father, or no, it's in the tree.
Yeah, that one must be
Arboretum?
set as GM. I can't move it. Check
Well,
the
then I will
drop.
just
Check
go
the
to different
drop-down
spots.
tab.
Where am I going? Since now I can see all of the places you've made.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
The
I can
world
see
map
Active
tab.
Reefer.
World map.
That's why I've titled each one of them at least.
Yeah, thank goodness. That would suck. Hey, I'm on the world map with that token. Yay, I can keep playing.
All right. So I'm going to ping real quick. Oops, I'm going to try and draw apparently. So this is where
We are out
Alright.
west. We are
This-
west.
this is where you guys are currently at.
I've never actually been to this part of Texas.
Neither.
Me neither.
Right.
Now,
So,
each one of these map squares encompasses about a 10-mile square area roughly.
Jesus.
Okay.
And for a standard day of travel without pushing towards the level of exhaustion, you can move 2 squares.
Okay.
Where's the
Just-
cache at on the map?
I'm about to slap the cache on the map. And then I will put the cache on the map. And remember that the other marker is up towards San Angelo, which is towards the right side of the map, where you guys are currently at. I should have prepared.
yeah, like
with
this is
something.
like we are about to be traveling through some. If it's anything like it, it's gonna be like some desert ass land, bro. Some like
Harsh
some
wasteland.
like where in Texas the Roadrunners live. Like for real, like flat arid,
Flat arid.
like flat, like you should go look up Fort Stockton on Google Images and just take some look of the landscape. You know what I mean, it is it's like Thelma and Louise kind of.
All right,
As
so
we say up here,
that
it's God's
is-
country.
Following the map, that is where the cache should be.
So 1 day's travel.
1 day's travel. Well, actually, about half a day's travel.
Half a day's travel.
All right. And where is the other mark for the ranch at?
Ranch. Be a troublesome thing you are. Copy. And paste.
Yeah. Wow. Welcome to Fort Stockton. It's got a effing Roadrunner on it.
And after you're done with that, take a picture or take a look at Alpine, Texas, and you'll see the mountains that we're on and how amazing Texas. Oh my God, Texas is beautiful. If you're at home, Google Alpine, Texas, real quick, and just be amazed at that.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's okay.
It's like flat and then like valley and mountains.
It's like, have you ever been on the New York subway? I mean, I don't know. That's not too impressive.
Screw that. Have you ever been to
Oh,
Lake
good
Michigan?
lord! All right, dude, the
Yeah,
ranch is way the hell over there, huh?
Oh wow.
Oh shit!
And the first one's a military base,
Oh
and the
shit!
second one's a ranch.
So cache 1, cache 2, cache 3. That's where we're going. It's like a fucking line that leads us to the ranch. Bitches. Cache 4. Wow. Why would we put a cache 4 way the fuck over there?
Because we've been way the fuck over there.
Yeah. What worries me is the fact that we have a half semicircle going on here around the military outpost of caches.
So-
That. Mm.
Yeah, let's go to cache 1.
Yes, go cache 1, definitely.
Let's see what
I'd
we've
like to
given
activate-
ourselves to work with.
I like to activate fast travel.
All right, now you guys are currently in possession of beverages. You currently are lacking one of those vital things for surviving
Food.
long term. Now, you guys do not feel hungry at this moment. Consider yourselves in the category of well fed.
We also
I have
forgot to
iguana
go
on
to
a
the
stick.
dining room, eh?
No, we did. It was part of what we searched. We just didn't
Yeah.
choose food. Was food a choice or no?
Food was not a choice.
Yeah. I have iguana on the stick.
Yeah, you have food because you have survival. All right, do we get any random encounters?
All right. What we need is for you guys to make a perception survival roll
All right.
as you are traveling the wasteland.
Just
All right.
Damien?
So,
With
yeah.
assistance?
So, yeah. So,
You guys can assist him. Any assist roll on this is going to add to his successes.
Yeah. My TN's actually 10, not 11, because
Okay.
it's because for yeah.
One success from me.
Oh, is it not 2d20?
No, it's just 1d20 when you assist.
Oh, I did that wrong last time.
Ooh, with
Both of mine were
with the
failures
critical-
anyway.
I
roll?
got 3 successes.
Which was the roll for the assist?
I got 3 successes,
Plus
one
mine.
crit.
Mine's a success
Yeah.
too, so you have 4. Just roll a
Nice.
d20.
What skill to assist?
Perception. Survival.
Yep.
So just D20.
Oh, my bad.
You probably failed that, I assume.
Okay. So with what is that? 4 successes.
Yes, sir.
The traveling is very easy, and as you guys are moving across the arid Texas wasteland, you notice that there's an extreme lack of anything alive.
It's
Uh,
Dream Life.
now- The journey from the vault to the first cache is about 5 hours of foot travel,
Okay.
and about 2 hours into your trip, you start to notice that in the distance, the only thing that you actually have seen so far of life beyond the rough shrubbery of the Texas brushland area is a circling of vultures.
Well,
And
They're
it's
not
a good distance away,
Mhm.
but it is the only life sign you've seen so far in the wasteland.
Okay.
I was about to check the pit boy for rads, and then I'm thinking to myself like, well, if they're alive and we're still alive, then the rats can't be too bad.
It can't be too bad.
Do you want to go check that out for food? Or no?
Yes, actually,
Alright.
I do.
Go check out the buzzards.
All right, so the diversion in the direction where the buzzards are will add an extra hour to your journey.
Sure.
Now that we're out of the cave,
It's one of
Anything
the
on the
older versions
radio?
of ourselves.
Now that you're out of the cave, what?
anything on the radio?
Are you flipping through the radio just trying to see if you pick anything up?
Yeah, on the Pit Boy.
You're picking up an extensive amount of static. It seems like the area is just quiet.
And we could leave the Geiger counter on, right? So we
The
can-
Geiger counter is on.
What?
Well,
what room is
it's
this?
very, very radio quiet.
It's a good thing.
What room am I? At?
Just move over to the Wasteland tab.
Okay, I can see the player's flag whenever they get moved. I'll just use that next time.
All right, so as you start to get close to where you see the buzzards kind of circling, the terrain looks a little less mountainy than this, but it's a good wasteland picture that I was able to find.
That actually looks a lot like the Alpine, Texas pictures I was just looking at. Really.
Oh, well then maybe I'm not wrong. But where you see the excuse me, where you see the buzzards just circling, you see what looks like the back end of a pickup truck, and there seems to be some sort of an animal that's tied to the front of it, but it's just laid out in the middle of this open gully area.
They're probably attracting the buzzards for food. Be sharp.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna-
something had to have done that to that, whatever it is.
Yeah, be sharp.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
actually gonna have my gun out at first.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my gun out too, and I'm gonna sneak my way towards the front of the pickup truck.
It's just imagine someone cut the bed off of a
Just the
pickup
bed,
truck and is
right.
using it essentially like a wagon.
Like a wagon. All right, I'll sneak towards that.
Okay, go ahead and give me your stealth check. What are the rest of y'all doing as the Magnum Man begins to creep forward?
Against my better.
Oh yeah, two.
I'll be like a zone or two behind him with my gun out. Like just
I'm going to kind of follow him up close. So I'm going to go ahead and sneak myself with my terrible agility.
I mean, you got to try at least, right? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we both suck.
And what about you, Edwin?
I'm gonna make my way towards it.
I'm going to switch to my back.
Curious?
Are you trying to be stealthy like the two big men?
No.
So you're just walking? All right, so
Yeah.
since there's only one of you in an Overwatch position, John, would you mind giving me a survival perception roll?
Ha 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 ha. But yes. Oh, just 2d20 then, huh?
Yep, 2d20. That's 1d20. You need a second one.
Whoa! I
Hey!
think that is a success, right?
That's a
Critical
crit.
success.
No, even if I don't have anything in the
Ones
skill.
are always
Correct.
crits.
The one's always a crit.
One is a crit. That's
Ooh.
fantastic. That's a good roll.
What?
So as you're watching the Magnum Man and Jebediah move from one large rock or one piece of brush to the next, trying to make a tactical approach, you notice that just from your position, there's a trail leading back and forth from the other side of the cart. And you see what probably is about the size of a dog, maybe a little bit bigger. But from your very scientific approach and your scientific mind, it looks like a big freaking ant.
We have company.
Like a big ant.
Got my baseball bat. Like, What's
it's
up?
a sci-fi. I motion towards the beast.
oh, does he point it out so we can all see it?
As he's pointing it out, you guys see that there's a big ass ant, but it looks like it's not moving, and it's just on the other side of, like, you can just barely see it on the other side of the trailer bed.
Okay. We're gonna like cut
Does
the
it look-
pie,
does it look,
but with
does it look dead?
a
Or does it
baseball
just look
bat.
Like it's frozen still.
No, it looks like it's dead. It's not moving
No.
for a reason.
Okay.
My Overwatch
Okay.
came into play. The wind hit it, and I noticed it.
Can we? Let me ask you something. Can we eat that?
I would think so. It's made out of meat.
Yeah.
It should have high proteins as an
Mm.
insect. But I would wonder if there are more because it is an ant-looking creature. That is a hive insect.
Do I see the trail that he saw before?
You see the trail. It seems to lead off further towards the hills, but this is the only one you're seeing.
But this is exactly what the buzzards were flying around.
No, the creature at the front of the cart
Yeah.
is a very large and bloated looking cow, actually, with two heads.
Oh,
Is it rotted?
Mm.
It's been dead a long time.
The closer y'all get, the more the smell, that sickly sweet stench of decay is kind of.
Oh yeah. That's
We're
that's
not
definitely
eating
dead.
that.
we
I
can't do
say
it. Salvage that.
we salvage what we can from the ant, and then we hit the road before I see another ant.
All right.
What about this?
So
How long has the ant been dead?
That'd be a medicine check or a survival check, either or.
I'll do a survival while someone does
I'll
medicine.
do a medicine. I concur. Yes, Doctor, I concur.
Okay.
If it's not tagged, it's 2d20.
Yeah.
No, it's
You're
always
like,
3D20.
I've never harvested an ant before.
Yeah, that's. I'm like, you're asking me to deal with an insect that's just ridiculously big. I don't.
Based on entomology, or the
All right.
entomology.
So
My bad. Yeah, animal.
as you're looking at it, just given things that you know, the cracked and sun faded nature of the carapace makes you think it's probably been dead almost as long as the cow,
I don't think any of this is going to
and
eat.
you're fairly certain that it died
Nah.
from
Let us vacate.
bullet wounds.
Hey,
And as you're having that thought, you notice that Edwin, in his examination
Bullet
of it, is literally trying to move the thing around.
It has bullet wounds.
Whoa! Stop!
There are people with guns.
Stop, Edwin! Stop!
What?
Do not touch it.
Why?
What if there's a booby trap under it?
I'm gonna go
You
further down.
take a bomb, you take an explosive, you put it under a dead compatriot's thing. That way, when more of those bastards show back up to move it, boom.
I go further down the trail, Steve.
Look at this face. Does this face look like it's worried about being blown up?
Yeah,
You're
well,
following the trail of the ants.
Yeah. See where it goes.
Okay.
hey,
Is that
Dirk,
towards the
Dirk,
cache or further away from the
Dirk.
cache?
Look, can we go to the cache before we deal with the ants? Whatever they took is long dead.
Yes, it's.
And I personally don't want to deal with a hive full of big ass ants. I'd much rather go to a cache.
Remember fire ants
has been cracked for
before
some
they were
time.
the size of dogs.
And there are bullets, which means there are people with guns who are on
is
this
Dirk
road
still
at some
going?
point in time.
I don't know. Is Dirk still going?
I'm just gonna check out how far the trail goes down.
Oh, okay. I'm going to back away from this whole thing because I am concerned about explosives under the ants.
Okay.
I'm
well,
not the
actually,
same, but I'm
Hold
concerned
on.
about
Can I do a
people
perception
shooting
plus
us.
survival
it would
to see
be
if I can
perception,
figure out?
survival to see if there's anything on it.
Okay.
All right. While you're working on that, Dr. Reaver and Edwin, are either of y'all doing anything there? As
Yeah,
Dirk
I was
moves
backing away to cover with my weapon to try to
Damn,
cover,
son.
because I think people. have got
That's
good
actually only
guns.
2 successes
Okay,
because it's T and 10.
that's fine.
But I did
Just
get the
remember-
crit.
Look, you just have to kneel and get to it really quick and hit the disarm button before the thing
Yeah.
blows up. That's all the trick is.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, you just slide in and then you hit
And-
disarm as soon as the prompt comes up.
Edwin, what are you doing?
After I put down the ant, I'm going to check the wagon itself.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Going back to the Magnum Man, you follow the trail, and it's not too terribly difficult to follow, given their dog-sized ants. And this, I mean, it's still a little bit of tracking, but it's not to the point where you need a competent tracker to really achieve it. So it's not really a test roll unless you want to build some AP.
No, I just want to see how far it goes.
All right, so you follow it for about 200 yards, and then you actually see a natural hill that looks like it's been turned into. You know what the little fire ant mounds look like? Well,
Yeah.
they're not usually that little in Texas, but imagine a hill-sized fire ant mound,
Got it.
and you're starting to think that you might understand why you haven't seen much wildlife in the area.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
I go back.
All right, back at the cart. You're going to search the cart itself.
Yes.
All right, so giving the cart a brief overview. You find a small amount of rotted meat product, 2 common materials worth of just general junk, and a Nuka-Cola. And a shovel. It looks like whoever this was had a shovel with them for some reason.
Take the shovel.
Yeah.
Take the shovel.
Sometimes you just want
Alright,
to dig a
I mark-
hole.
I marked the location I found on Damien's map. I guess if we don't have a pen or anything, I'll just use blood or something to mark
Okay.
the location.
So it was
Oh, for the
rotted
ant
meat
mound?
and a shovel?
There's a giant ant mound down there, brother. 200 yards. Yeah.
That sounds like something we need to definitely
By
avoid.
giant, are we meaning in proportion to the size of the ants as they exist?
Yeah, that's right. That's why there's nothing out here.
My sweet lord.
Yeah, he's saying it's big. It's real big.
We can kill the ants and have a summer home.
So I'm not trying
That
to be
would
funny.
be a lot of ants.
First off, it's a
Yeah.
lot of ants. But if we were able to get to the pupa and eat them, that actually would be a very good source of nutrition. But I don't want to kill.
Might be football sized at least.
Can I go
Yeah.
look around? I want to look around this area, Steve. Is there shell casings here or anything else?
Doing a cursory check. Yeah, there's some shell casings. It looks like whoever was on the cart tried to fight, just didn't make it.
And
I
nothing else
look
was
at the
taken from
ant.
cart, supposedly. Like, there's no indication something was dragged away.
Given how easy it was to follow the trail, you'd assume that something about the size of that cow was definitely drawn away, which means that it could have been anything from the size of that cow to the size of a man.
I
Does it
look
look like
back
there
at
was
the
anything else
corpse,
in the
and then I look
cart?
at.
Like before? You know what I mean? Like, is there slats or compartments?
It looks like there were a lot of straps. Like someone had more stuff strapped down.
And that's
at
all
some
gone
point.
now.
It's
Yeah.
all gone now. So you would assume that whatever was taken off the cart probably wasn't taken by the ants.
The ants, yeah, scavengers.
You would assume just with natural thinking, I think.
All right, let's just go to. I mean, we didn't get anything for coming here. That sucks. Like, let's go back.
We got junk.
You do
I
have
look-
another quest location for the future, possibly.
Looking over at Corinth on that note, actually, and I say, Pupa, I wonder how many versions of us are dead inside that hive.
I would
We've
say at
probably
least
fed
two.
a few ants.
At least two.
So if
At
we
least
eat
two.
the pupas, are we actually eating ourselves?
Oh, that's way too much thinking for me. All right.
At what
we're gonna head
point in
towards the
time is a
cache.
boat not a boat?
No, we're not doing this again. I feel like we've done
Chipothesius?
this before.
The
Yeah.
philosophical group of characters.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and pull y'all for John Seikos to move himself to the old cabin tile.
Thank you.
As y'all finish making your way in the direction of what the map marker has listed as a cache, you guys are maybe 100, 200 yards out at the point that you definitely see that there is something in this flat landed area. From a distance, you can tell that there is a very crudely made windmill of some sort. And then within probably 100 to 200 yards of that, there's a small wooden shack. It appears to have a busted up old vehicle sitting in front of it. And that's about all you can see from where you're at. Also, the most notable thing about the wooden shack is that there seems to be a crudely built antenna sticking out of the back end of the building itself.
Hmm. I wonder whose
Okay.
character did that.
Does
It's
the
like
antenna
as I
look
look over
an
at
addition
Edwin.
to the building, or does it look like something that's like from the same quality of build or materials?
I would like to say, if we're going to be out here, we might as well make friends. And a radio will help us make friends.
Yeah, so you're gonna check if your radio's picking anything up now.
Yep.
In case, does it look like it's a lived-in area? In any way,
Uh,
like any kind of garden?
I mean,
nearby
it's
or anything?
overgrown with
Okay.
weeds.
Never mind. I mean, I don't know. In the apocalypse, do you really give a shit about weeds?
True story.
Everything's a weed after apocalypse.
Yeah. Right?
Given
Well, no,
given your
everything's not a weed.
your
I have stuff growing. I could use it for something.
given your thought of quality of living, it doesn't look lived in. And then someone was asking a question earlier. Pookie, I believe.
Anything on the radio?
Yeah.
Flicking through all of the available channels, you do catch one that is cycling some sort of a beeping. You'd assume probably Morse code.
Is there any way to decipher that with our characters?
I was about to say, can we try and decipher it?
That's an intelligence science check.
Morse code science.
Morse code science. Oh yes, I'm an entomologist and a Morse code philosopher.
I think that's
Damn.
a critical failure.
That's a complication like a
Complication.
bitch. Oh, you're gonna pick up the wrong fucking
I
phrase.
believe it says something along the lines of sanctuary is where this is. It's very safe. We should go there now. In my voice. P.S. This is you. You've been here before.
Oh crap.
By
Okay.
your best estimation, it sounds like an SOS, but you're not 100%. It's either an SOS or they're talking about a plane crashing. You're not sure which one.
SOS
in
is
between
literally
the two
3
of them.
characters. And a discussion about a plane crashing is like 37 different characters.
But
Can
you
we see
rolled
the-
so bad.
Yeah.
Can we see the front
But your
door?
roll was kind of
I
bad.
think it may be SOS, but it could also be SOB or something about a plane.
Can we see the front door?
I'm not sure.
Again, you're about 200 yards out, so I mean, it looks like a rough building. You'd assume there's a door.
Yeah, somebody out in the apocalypse got tired, and right before they took out. some
There's no
people, they
windows or
just
anything, right?
Started the SOB.
There's one window, but it looks boarded over.
Okay, well I'm gonna get down and I'm gonna low crawl for my stealth check all the way up to the fucking car.
I am
Okay.
not low crawling. I am walking my happy ass with a baseball bat.
I'm gonna
Alright.
pull out a shovel.
I've been trying to find the stats on that damn thing.
What, a shovel?
The shovel.
There are no
I'm just
stats for
I'm just
shovel.
waiting for a crackety old family to answer the
Alright,
door and be like,
okay.
"You two guys again? We've told you before. Get the fuck off our property."
And shovel to the face.
It's like Rick and Morty when he has to keep going back for the wine. It's like 17 generations later of people you've wronged without knowing it.
All right, go ahead and give me your stealth roll. Or did you? No, you didn't. Yet.
The good news is, Pookie is, I will clearly not be stealthing, so I'll probably be like, who's that guy?
One success.
There's a guy in the house waiting, like, okay, one of them's gonna try to sneak up.
So y'all
one of them's
watch
gonna
as
be-
the Magnum Man does a very efficient low crawl in the direction of the house. As y'all all just kind of are walking in
Mosey.
the direction of the house, moseying.
I stay because I'm not an asshole. I walk slowly so that we are at the same speed of his low crawl.
Or I was thinking of being behind him a bit, so that if something did happen, at least he could like pop up.
I mean, you
behind him
could
or
be, but
something.
yeah, I'm just.
You're like 2 feet away from him.
Nah.
But
I'm
actually,
moving at
that might
normal
help him like
speed.
not get noticed. You know, too busy looking at
Alright.
me.
So you guys are making your approach. Now, Pookie, you said you're going to low crawl to the car.
I'm into the front door.
All right.
As
so
am I.
as you're getting closer and closer to the car, you notice that the car itself is riddled with bullet holes.
Shit.
And
not
the
good.
closer y'all get to the cabin, although it looks superficially crude built, the more you see of it, the more you think that those walls are a lot sturdier than they're made to look.
We built it.
We built that.
I'm assuming we have done everything in the world since the world opened.
That's right. It's with all this.
But the only other thing of note as y'all get closer is the fact that the sails or the slats on the windmill, over half of them are broken off, so the windmill isn't actually rotating anymore. It's just kind of sitting as a broken mess.
Okay.
Pookie, you are behind the car now. The rest
How
of your
much work-
compatriots seem to be approaching the house proper.
Is the windmill like generating power for this radio?
We don't know.
So,
From what you
I
can
mean, do I
see,
see anything coming off the
closer-
building?
The closer y'all get, you notice that there's a pipe running down the center of the windmill into the ground, and it looks like there's a tank of some sort, just barely maybe a foot of it, protruding out of the ground, maybe 10, 15 feet away from the windmill.
So it could be like a water well.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Mm. Fresh water?
I am going to make my way over to the door and listen inside, see if I can hear
You're
anything.
headed for the door. Dirk,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Waiting.
You're waiting. Just got your gun trained on the door.
Yep.
All right. Corinth, you said you're just approaching the door.
Yes, sir. I am looking for obvious tripwires. If I did this, there's a chance that I have booby trap things.
Roll.
Fair enough.
All right.
There's somebody out there trying to kill us and collect all our reports, and they know where we're gonna be leaving from, and so I imagine everything in like an 18-mile. radius
TN is
trap.
10 on this. 1 crit, so 2 successes.
All right. As you're approaching, You
Mhm.
start thinking, if I did this, this is how I would hide. And as you're looking at it, you see the small pressure plate exactly where you would expect to put yours.
I
You see
immediately
that
bring
it draws to a small metal lunch pail.
I take a step back and I point at the lunch pail and I point at the pressure plate, and then I'm going to go try to disarm the actually what I know of that. How would I disarm that trap?
As you're thinking about it, you also come to the realization that you are not super great. Do you have explosives?
Yeah, do you have explosives?
I do.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
so we
It's
two,
tagged.
two of us as well.
just give me an explosives roll.
We are one explosive ass party.
Explosive
I also have explosives.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
all three of us have
I
explosives
have
tags.
3 ranks. I have 3 ranks, but it's not tagged.
It's
So.
not tagged. Okay.
But I have. Oh,
Oh,
I have a
no.
complication.
Should be the
So,
first person in the game to kill
You,
himself.
you get a little bit closer to it, and as you're looking at it, you start to do the things that you think you would naturally do.
Fuck.
And then as you're still looking at it, you kind of take your hands away. You're just like, no,
Uh-oh.
I may have found the location for it, but I'm not the one that built this explosive.
Yeah.
That is way more complicated than anything I would have done.
Yeah.
It has more than 2 wires. That's beyond your scope.
Let's be on my scope. Edwin, this is your handiwork.
Yeah, that's cool too. Because as a player, I was just starting to run through my head like, oh my god, if my character finds out that he blew himself up, then it's like, wait, are we trying to kill ourselves? Like,
Oh,
what
crap.
information from ourselves do we trust, and what information from ourselves do we not? Because he would know how to defuse it, unless he knew he would know how to defuse it, and then because of that, he did it so that he would defuse it.
I fucking hate heist movies. You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
All
I'm
right,
in.
I'm in.
What are you doing, Edwin?
Yeah, right.
Uh,
A
I'll
bold
move
K grid.
to try and disarm it. Now, how did them luck points work again?
All right, you can spend a luck point to use your luck instead of your base stat. You can spend luck to reroll dice,
1d20.
or you can burn a luck point and add an element to the scene.
Or you can spend 1 luck point to change 3 damage dice.
Or to change 3 damage
to
dice.
reroll them. Yeah.
What's the roll first?
I'm probably going to be re-rolling. All right. So,
Just explosives.
and
perception plus explosives.
perception plus explosives.
Yeah.
I get 1 extra die because it's tagged.
No,
No.
No, if you
it
roll
first you
under your
crit.
skill ranking, you crit.
you crit.
Yeah, your skill rank here lower.
No successes.
So, that's going to be a luck re-roll.
Critical success.
Damn.
Hey, got
There
it
it
when
is.
we needed it.
All
That's
right,
great.
all right.
Let's
So
do
you
successes.
see Edwin. He's kind of messing with it for a second. He's just kind of. At some moment, you realize him just stop for a second, and he just unplugs 2 of the wires from the back of the pack.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
It's these two.
It's these 2.
Ooh, that worked.
Yes.
And Edwin, you realize after you disarm it that the bomb is both set to the pressure plate and to the door. So if you had not stepped on the pressure plate somehow and then just opened the door, it still would have triggered the explosive.
I've got to remember this because it was going to be triggered one way or the other. So I'm glad you didn't open the door.
I'm glad I didn't open the door. All right. Now that we're at the door, is
But
it
you
locked
knew
or
you could do that, so now it explodes when you open the door because you were meant to disarm it in order to arm the other bomb that's on the other side of the door.
God, shut up. I hate you so much.
That's
Hard-
probably the
hard-
grenade
hard-
bouquet.
Because once you're going against
Yeah.
yourself, you've created a paradox of thinking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, anyways, on that note,
Now
I
Damien
will.
dies. He opens the door.
I'm just gonna open the door. I want to open it slowly. I want to open it. I want to open it slowly to make sure there's like no trip wires or anything set to like
It's
I'm
gonna
waiting
be
for a
funny
shotgun.
after a little while.
I am,
After the
I am real fucking paranoid. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
I was gonna say,
Like,
this
I'm
is gonna be
real
hilarious. I'm gonna be the least paranoid player in the game after a little bit. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
Give
great.
me another survival perception roll.
fucking- All right.
Steve, can I collect the actual
Bottle
One
cap mine?
success.
Yes.
bomb?
Oh no, fails.
Fails.
2 fails.
All right, so you're pushing the door open. You don't see anything. So you push the door all the way open,
Uh-huh.
and you step inside.
Yeah, yeah. If it looks clear, I want to step inside.
As you step inside,
You don't.
you feel the tripwire that you were expecting the entire time.
Yeah.
And as you do that, Pookie, can you do me a favor and roll me the Magnum Man style
So-
damage?
So wait, since all
For
three
the
of us have
steel chair?
explosives, does that mean for
Oh,
every
he
single
gets
trap
scoots
that we
back to the
defuse,
steel
all
chair?
three of us have to participate to realize what each of us has done? It's like this third one might be mine because nobody thought about it, and I'm just standing away from the door anyway, so I wasn't like interacting enough to think about it.
I'm about to get a steel chair shot to the face. That's what's about to happen.
Oh no!
Oh no. So
3, 4 points of damage. No, 5 points of damage.
fuck.
All right. Are you wearing any armor on your head? No.
No, nothing on my head.
All right. So you guys watch as a chair that was spring bound to the ceiling comes down and literally knocks Jebediah Smithfield back out of the house.
Oh yeah. 5 points of damage.
So
It
As he
knocked me
takes
the
5
fuck
to the
out,
face,
baby.
and then in a very grainy audio play from inside of the
Oh,
building,
Yeah.
you hear the Magnum Man.
Yeah, but which personality was it? Is it
Ooh.
the original Magnum Man?
The original.
Nobody comes inside my spot unless they want to get fully loaded.
So you
Oh.
hear that play.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What happens
Yeah.
when you're crippled with a headshot?
You get -2 to all tests that involve a sight, and you're stunned.
Oh,
One version,
God.
one.
Yeah. You guys watch as Jebediah
Pookie, does your
Smithfield
character-
is just stumbling backwards from the headshot.
Pookie, does your character this time around also do traps, or?
I mean, I have survival, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well then.
Not as well as you guys do them, but
Oh no, I don't have survival. I just have the.
Oh, I don't
Only
have
if the traps are explosives, are they fine?
No.
So I guess I'll go over.
I think what's
10
happening is
wounds.
we all work together on making all these traps. So
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
have a group pool of skills. So
Yeah,
I
as
think
I
that
go
all of
flying
us have to
backwards, I'm like,
participate.
do I fall back on my ass? I'm just like, Magnum! And I like land on my back.
what's the injuries he has, Steve? Is it like a cut, or is it like his nose is broken, or like what is it?
It's broken the nose a little bit, and you can see that his face, he's already got black eyes starting to
Oh
form.
shit!
You need all four of
I'm
us
gonna
to
run
be
over,
rogues in
and
order
does
to
this
get every-
does this work like
Yeah.
regular Fallout? If I stab the stim pack into his head, will it heal the critically injured area? You can use
Well,
the stim pack to heal
I
an
have
injury,
medic.
right? Oh.
I believe that you actually need to use a medicine roll to use it to heal an
heal
injury.
an injury, but I can cover that.
Are you gonna go do that? Because
Yeah.
I have a stim pack on me if you want to use it.
Yeah, I will use the stim pack I have on me and go for the medic roll so I can do injury stuff. Do we have any extra AP in the pool? Just to check.
You have one sitting in the pool right now.
I go rip that chair off.
Should I use the AP? Right? Yeah. No.
What is the damage rate on your current chair?
It's the same. It's just a chair. It's 4 points of damage.
4 points.
You guys think
4
I should use
points of
the AP?
damage. Good lord.
It's just like a bat.
All right, so you have a basic folding steel chair.
Yeah.
Hey,
The
use the
chair
AP
that-
for an extra die or no, guys?
It's up to you.
Maybe.
What's the difficulty
Use it,
to
yeah.
heal?
I'm just thinking because of the heal. I don't know anything. Oh, my difficulty on the character.
Do you want me to cut a mad promo, dude, so I can give you some extra AP? That's right.
Do you want me to
stand
assist you
here
in
and
it?
eat-
I have 3 medicine tagged.
Okay.
So what? Like
The only difference between this chair and the one you have is this is one that clearly someone actually scavenged from one of the wrestling locations. So it's an actual official Magnum Man chair.
Holy shit! Yeah, I take that shit.
We're gonna check that bitch.
Toss the other one.
Toss
you
the
mean
other
nothing
chair
to me.
behind me. Clangs off the road.
I just have this feeling of the original Magnum Man somewhere. It's saying like everyone's just trying to copy the original.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna heal 3 hit points and lose your injury
Okay. That's fine.
as the doctor appropriately applies the stim pack. Instead of just in one surge of stim packedness, he's like Botox, applying it in small locations.
Hey, what is the medic
Applied
do
directly
again?
to the forehead. I got it.
What'd you
What
say?
is medic? I get to free reroll 1d20, right? Because of medic.
Yeah.
I
When
believe so.
healing an injury, I think
Yes.
Let me check.
it'd be 2 and a crit. No, not a crit. It's
Just two. Yeah.
just 2.
Medic.
Of course, the
When
first
you
injury
use
in
your
the game
first
came from me
action to
getting
try
hit
and
with
treat
fucking
injury,
chair.
you can reroll 1d20. Yep.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, so that sucked. Also, Pookie, while if you take the time to inspect the chair, on the underside of the sitting area of the chair, property of Chip has been carved into the paint underneath it.
Where's Chip? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go sit down on the couch.
Going inside the house, there is actually a rough couch. It looks like there is enough sleeping locations for 5 people.
it's a trap. They know that we'll want to sit on the couch.
No. If we got past here, I would definitely want to sleep on the couch.
I'm gonna search.
I want to plop on that fucking couch and just rest because my head fucking hurts.
Can I search, Steve?
Yeah, you can. Are you just trying to actually scavenge, or what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Just before you do that, let me finish the description of the inside, actually.
Right.
So inside you have 2 upright lockers. It looked like they were probably stolen from a gym of some sort. They're in here. 1 full ham radio setup. A crude wood-burning stove. And then a big wooden footlocker.
Did somebody grab the trap from outside? At least the explosive part of it.
Yeah,
I did.
Use
Yeah,
some for
he's
yourself?
got a basic bottle cap mine.
All right. Yeah, I'll check the lockers and everything while he's sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
just
good.
searching the lockers, you find some rough wastelander clothing. You find a pipe rifle.
They use his 38, right?
The pipe rifle. Let me check, because it could be modified. It's not. It's going to be a baseline, but still need the pipe rifle. Here, pipe. It is the pipe bolt action. So it's a 5 damage rating. And what is it? Doesn't tell me what it's chambered in.
I think it's 38.
Let me find it in the description section since it wants to be annoying. 308 actually.
Damn.
308.
Is there any rounds?
You know,
There's two rounds for the 308. But
Anybody
it
else use
doesn't.
small guns? Or is it just me?
It uses small guns.
Does anyone else have small guns besides me?
Mm-mm.
No. All right. 2 shots.
2 shots.
Anything else?
You
I
find
have 2 ranks and small guns not tagged though.
Do you want the rifle, or do you want to stick with your 10mm?
What are you going to be melee anyway, right? Is the rifle 2 spaces away?
It is medium range. Yep.
Yeah, if you don't want to, I mean, if
Doesn't
you
matter
want
to
to
me.
keep in melee close to mid to close range, I'll stay mid to mid to mid.
Yeah, then take it.
I'm squishy. Okay.
You find some crudely hand-drawn advertisement for something called the Magnum Opus, which takes place in the Metroplex.
Damn.
That's a bit of a hike.
Okay, the magnum opus.
And that's pretty much all that's here. As far as locked and loaded gear loot, you can still scavenge search the area if you'd like.
Sure, I'll scavenge it.
All right, you're looking for a difficulty 2 on the roll. And categories available in here are going to be ammunition, ammunition, oddities, and food.
Do you want to do the roll, Damien?
What's
Sure,
the
if you
dice
always
for
go-
the rifle?
What'd you say?
What's the dice for the rifle?
It's 5 damage.
It's a 5 damage weapon.
Do you want to do the roll, Damien, and I assist you?
Sure, I got you.
I think you have a better chance than me.
All
Rate
right.
of fire
I got
or
one
anything like
success.
Is anyone
Me
assisting
too.
him?
I'm assisting.
Yeah, he's
What kind of roll is it?
Just,
Well, I guess
uh,
I can assist him anyway.
perception plus survival. Oh, no, just a D20. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you get to pick one category, unless you burn
I got a
AP.
success.
So you have one category. You can burn AP to get an extra category if you want.
Are you thinking food?
What were the categories?
Ammo,
Is this the
food,
lockers or the
oddities.
whole space?
Yeah, food.
Food. Let's do food.
What was the third one?
Oddities.
Oddities.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that right.
2D20 or 3D20?
2d20 on food.
18.
And this is the whole cabin?
Yeah.
And you're just taking one roll on it, or are you burning your 1 AP to get another roll?
Let's go. Yeah, you know what? We need more food. Let's just do that.
We have 2 AP now because I had an extra success more than needed, right?
Oh, then you could get 3 rolls
So,
if you wanted it.
yes. The way everyone has enough food. So 23 and 35.
So you find a can of pork and beans. You find a baggie of potato crisps, and you find a small package of gum.
Gum.
Feed us
That'll
some
save me.
beans.
So hungry. Thank God I have gum.
Okay.
I think we should sit down and. Are we hungry at the moment or not?
Well, I was gonna say is what's up with this radio thing that was in the cabin? Like, what's the setup with it? And where
All
is
right.
it?
Looking at the ham radio, it looks like someone dismantled a Mr. Handy. So it's the intelligence processor of a Mr. Handy that just has one tiny trigger that's set to the radio, so it's popping out the message that is popping out.
And where's the power source look like it's coming from? Because it's not on, right?
What's
Or
the
is,
radio's on?
or is this the SOS signal?
This is where the signal's coming from.
Oh, okay. Is there anything around the radio that tells a dumbass what the signal means in case they were unable to interpret it properly?
I mean, there is a
Like,
Mr.
like a
Handy AI
handwritten
unit
note?
sitting right there.
Okay, yeah. Can I go in and see what the fuck? If there's any way to figure out the exact message so I can like actually translate what the fucking message is supposed to be? SOBs, SOBs. There's a plane nearby. Go fuck yourselves.
So you remember that Magnum Man voice that played over a speaker a little bit ago?
Yeah.
It now is replaced by a more normal voice, I guess, or a different voice. Normal isn't the right word. Ah, Dr. Reaver. So good to see you again.
Can you tell me what message you happen to be playing right now? And do you recognize me? Is there any
Master
kind of
Smithfield
optical?
had informed me to send the message out. One of the fire ants.
It looks like one of It looks like one of the versions of yourself sacrificed time to save the, or maybe it was our first warning trigger. If we would have known about it, then we would know not to be ambushed by the ants in the event that we were caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
This is Smithfield. What message do you have for us?
It's your message. You're the one who left the message.
Yes,
Watch
but
out
what
for
is
the
the
fire
full-
ants. Watch out for the fire ants.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it. Over and
And
over
it's so
again.
good to see Master Edwin alive again. Last time y'all came, you had to bury him in the backyard.
We must be quite the
How
compatriots
many
of
times
Harry.
have we come to this place?
I've been told not to tell you.
Who told you not to tell?
Us. We told him not to
Dr.
tell him.
Reed.
Well,
Of
obviously,
course.
but okay. So then I tell you to tell.
Unfortunately, that's not how this works.
Fucking Mr. Fucking Mr. Handy. Where is Edwin's body buried behind the shed?
The Magnum Man took my body apart. I have been in here, so I can't tell you that.
Why did he take your body apart?
A misunderstanding.
Oh, you do have an aggression issue.
It would appear
Um,
you humans are not fond of being cut.
So you were the active. Did I activate it when I typed on it, or was it like active as soon as I sat down and just like said, "Hey, what's
It's
up?"
been no, it's not the ham radio. It's a little thing attached to the thing that clicks out the radio, the message.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
literally
saying, it's like,
just the processor. Like it took the brain out of a Mr. Handy and just set it on the table.
gotcha. Okay. So there is no optical. It was just because I was interacting in some fashion with it.
Yes.
I was here.
Well, it did.
Or
If it has an optic, I want to be like, how in the fuck did you not let us know there was about to be a chair hitting one of
are
us in the fucking
you
face?
working for mother? Yeah. Or father? Yeah. Or brother? Yeah.
Well, those are names I haven't heard in quite some time, Master Magnum.
Master Magnum sounds even more
Did
impressive.
you disable Edwin? Yeah.
It goes very quiet.
That's why he pulled you apart.
Missed.
I had to.
Mr. Handy?
Mr. Handy accident killed Edwin, which is why he no longer has his body.
So this is not Edwin's body. This is my body.
It certainly looks like Master Edwin.
Yeah.
What if they're like regenerating our entire bodies?
Yeah.
Which would be great because that means this
Where
is
is
my body.
the rest of you? Yeah.
That is a fantastic question, Master Magnum. Perhaps you can tell me.
Because you're the one that
Perhaps you
apart.
could return it to me.
Mr. Handy, do I hear a little bit of aggression in your voice?
What was your function before I dismantled you? Yeah.
It was to hunt down all communists and eradicate them.
Yeah. Are you a handy from Vault 44? Yeah.
Of course.
And who
Were you-
gave you the order to hunt down the communists?
Okay.
Who?
Why
I
did
didn't
you?
hear.
Why did he, mother? He said mother.
Oh, okay.
Why did you leave the vault to hunt down communists?
Well, after eliminating all communist threats, we continue to search for the communists.
So
How?
were the people who died in the vault, were they communist?
Really?
Yeah, they were all communist. Huh?
How do you
All of them.
how do you identify communists? Yeah.
Via Mother. He has tagged every communist in the wasteland.
Approximately how many communists were there before you dismantled them?
492 billion.
In the vault or in the wasteland?
In the wasteland, yeah.
2,382.
How many are there now?
That is hard to say. I've been disconnected from Mother for some time.
Were you disconnected from Mother before you were built here or after? In the shed that you're sitting in right now on a table, Mr. Handy, were you able to communicate with Mother after you were put on this table? I cannot hear you.
Oh,
Mr. Handy, please speak up.
No. Okay.
no.
Oh, okay. How long have you been sitting on this table?
Approximately 23 years.
Ah, see, so yeah, it must be one of the recent iterations, no?
It
Well,
sounds like the
do
last
we
time we
leave-
were here.
Or it may be like we leave the vault every 3 days.
Where is your optic sensor? Yeah, where is it at? Yeah, I want to show you something, robot.
Ah. Dr. Reaver decided to put several in the house, so I have quite the visual range.
So
Hey,
you're our
Jebediah,
security system, huh?
Show this tin can the map. Yeah, see if he sees Mother on the map anywhere. If he remembers where she
All right.
was.
I'll pull up the map.
Wasn't she a satellite though?
I mean, do we know that for sure?
No.
Is she still
We know
floating up there?
nothing for sure.
Nothing is for sure right now.
They killed every single person in the wasteland, and we built this construct of story to entertain ourselves in the
This
immortality
is a very
of the
crudely
apocalypse.
drawn map.
Yes. My question is, if we can't find Mother, where is the closest satellite station at on this map?
To the south and to the west, it would be McPherson Observatory.
The observatory is a fantastic option.
I just started to look at him. I'm like, why didn't you just fucking say that earlier?
Though, I would be careful of
We were
the
talking about Zacchaeus, no?
observatory. It
Why?
is currently overrun by what you have mentioned to be walkers. I do not know what this means.
The earlier iterations of us called them walkers.
Indeed.
Oh, shit.
That would be hilarious if the robot was like, "You called them Valkas."
Volgas.
So,
Well, it understands your
it is
bad
a high
accent.
radiation area.
Yeah.
It's a high radiation area.
Yeah, they're ghouls.
So
right?
whatever is living there must be able to survive high radiation.
Are there
Okay.
any high radiation areas nearby that we should be concerned about? Mr. Handy, I cannot hear you again.
Said most likely.
And you do not know where you are.
I do not. I, before being dismantled, was shielded against the harmful effects of radiation.
I'm going to go out back while they're having this conversation and trying to find his body. Maybe there's a clue on his corpse. So I'm going to try to find a freshly dug area, or not freshly, but an area that's a little less settled.
And now we're at the opposite of Rick and Morty, where T'Challa has to dig up his own body rather than bury it.
You see out there in the backyard, there's another one of me buried out there. He had
So,
a family.
You go to the
Every
backyard.
night I go to sleep, I look,
Look
and
outside.
I look
Oh,
outside,
you
I
know,
see
Rick,
my
I
own
look
dead corpse.
outside and I see my own dead corpse.
And in the backyard, you see that there are very clearly 12 burial mounds.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, can you change
I don't,
your,
I don't,
can
I
you
don't even
change-
say anything. I'm not going to tell them because they're all back there still
Can you
with that,
change
right?
the outgoing message that I programmed into you before?
Is it time for the magnum opus again, Master
Yeah,
Mag?
yeah, the magnum opus. following message. This is all a game. Do not follow the map. Do not go to any of the cache locations. If you exit the vault and find this message, re-enter the vault and hook yourself back up to the machine. Yeah. Stop the cycle.
Yeah, man.
End
Like
message,
system,
yeah.
man.
Resistance, yeah.
Okay.
Very well, Master Magnum.
Also, Mr. Handy, how many other messages have we programmed into you, and what were they? And what is the Magnum Opus? Like, could you please inform us?
I'm unsure. It seems something that Master Magnum was very keen to take part in.
Is there a recording of these things that we can listen to from you? Mr.
I can only tap things out on the ham radio. I do not send vocal.
Well, you can translate them to us vocally, obviously, Mr. Handy, no?
I don't think the DM wants to come up with 50 different.
Oh, gosh. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
think it's
Please don't make
one
Steve
for
stay
him
that
to
hard.
do right now, yeah.
Yeah,
Magical man in the sky doesn't want to think that much about stupid shit that I could have said in this voice. Yeah. Listen, I just want to know one more thing before I blow this shit house out of the fucking ground. How many iterations of us have you encountered?
I have traveled with 12 Magnum men. I have returned 8 of them to the vault.
Every 20 years, yeah.
Sometimes there are random iterations, especially when I return the Magnum Man to the vault.
All right, I say we blow this place up. Yeah, we blow up every
Do you-
single one of these
do you-
caches.
wait.
Yeah.
Do you return the Magnum Man alive or in very bad shape?
Yeah, as Peter Weller said, dead or alive, you're coming with me. Yeah.
Time.
What?
What?
Right.
Your microphone seems to be malfunctioning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm only catching the tail end of that there, buddy.
No, he says sometime.
Sometime, okay.
God,
So, it may be good to keep the... Wait, so are you saying
Guys.
you traveled with us before we dismantled you?
Traveled with you many times.
Have we ever
It was
dismantled
simply
you?
unfortunate that Edwin seemed to have turned to become a communist the last time I traveled with you.
Oh, I see now.
What made me a communist?
His vocal matrix is beginning to fail.
Unfortunately, I cannot tell you that.
He bent over and picked up some flowers, no? So, probably it's the same shit the people in the vault did.
He's a red pinko scum.
I walked back
Yeah.
in, I grabbed the shovel from Edwin, and I go 12, and I walk back out.
I know how now to kill Mr. Handies. We just need to convince them that they are now communists.
Wait,
And
there's
all
12
destroyed.
dead Edwins? I'm following you out. There's 12 dead Edwins?
Yes, yes. There are many dead Edwards. Maybe some of you didn't die. You went back to the vault. But who knows?
Listen to me, Doc. Yeah, we gotta blow this place off the face of the earth. Yeah, we gotta stop the cycle, brother.
I understand the temptation, but I feel like the evil of us must be better than the evil of the wasteland, no?
No, see, brother, it's a game, brother. I etched my name under my symbol 8 times. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it a 9th time. Yeah.
How do you know if you do not go back right now and etch a new
Ah,
thing
no.
that you won't see the new thing that you etch? Like, destroys the game.
Listen, all I know is I'm a guy who sounds like another guy who's playing another guy. Yeah, and I want to get out of this situation.
Fucking
You
Robert
dig?
Downey Jr.
So you do not want to take a respite here, then?
No, I want to be as far away from this place as possible. Yeah, it's eyes everywhere. Yeah.
Wait, there are 12 dead Edwins. Were they buried with their Molotovs?
I don't know, but I want to dig carefully. All right, I start digging.
Yeah. We trapped the fucking grave. I quit.
It's not a trap.
Listen,
It's just they're probably carrying explosives.
It was an unexploded cache.
I go
Who's to
outside,
say
Steve,
they're all Edwins?
and I go check the condition of the nuclear reactor on the back of that car.
As you go to take the time to check the car, you notice that it is actually one of the rare petroleum-driven vehicles that still exists.
Does it look dry?
You'd need someone with a repair skill to take a look at that for that purposes. But you guys are digging up the graves in the backyard.
I have
Yeah.
repair of one.
Oh, I'm still inside next to Mr. Handy.
Okay, so I'm
On
going
the
to
side?
guess
At the car,
that
two
the
of us are
people-
back there.
People digging up the graves. There are 12 total graves.
Yeah, I'm just going to start from left to right.
And you find 4 of each of you except the Magnum Man. There is no Magnum Man buried here.
Oh my god, dude! There's gonna be a whole fucking colony full of Magnum Men. Crazy, multiple
It's the
personality
Gary Vault.
wrestlers.
Well, you did have a lot of you go back to the vault. It said like it took you back when you weren't dying.
Oh my god.
So
I'm
That
gonna
means
come back-
Magnum Man
Take
at
you
some point in
some
time.
Yeah, well,
That
yeah.
means that Magnum Man at some point in time lost all 3 of his compatriots and ceremoniously buried them before being dragged back to the vault.
Yeah,
Or he murdered us.
yeah, or that.
Or he
That
murdered
is
us.
probably correct.
Quickly, he said, or that.
He keeps trying to figure out a different way to break the cycle. Yeah, maybe if I kill this one first, then that one later. Yeah. Then I off myself and it's over. God damn it! I woke up again.
I like
Okay,
living.
So,
Please
yeah,
do
I guess
not
I'll head
kill me.
outside, just on the assumption that
Nope,
Magnum
hold-
might eventually blow us all up, just out of.
Hold tight, hold tight. You're
Tries to do walks
inside,
off
they're digging
sometimes.
up. I need the Magnum Man to make a repair check on the car.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna come out too. So,
Okay, well, you'll come out as the Magnum Man has the hood of the car opened up.
No successes.
No successes. Well, it's an engine.
No, it's an
In
engine.
your best estimation, it looks like everything is there.
You said it's an engine. Well, where's his
do you-
squaw? Oh yeah.
do you wish I take a look? No.
Yeah, take a look. I don't know what this. It's got a cylinder.
I mean, does the outside of the car doesn't look like the outside of that car in the picture then?
Oh,
'Cause I
the
can tell
outside.
you from right here that car will not drive. Well, I mean,
No, the
in
outside
any
of the
sense of what
car
driving means.
looks like the outside of that car plus about 500 or 600 bullet holes.
So that thing, I mean, like the axle probably won't even turn.
And as you guys are now very up close and personal with the car, you see that the interior is definitely stained blood red.
Damn, dude, 3
Oh, it was-
successes.
It was driven here after. It was driven here by Magnum in its current condition after a shootout. And then,
Actually, it probably wasn't driven by Magnum.
It's probably from.
I have the
before
pilot
war.
skill.
well, I'm assuming with the dead bodies in the backyard, unless you were alive until you made it here.
Taking a look at the engine itself, it probably needs some work. The engine does. The body's fucked. But the engine, theoretically, if you could find a body that is not fucked to hell, with a modicum of work, could be a functioning petroleum-based vehicle.
I let them know that, in the very least, we could use this in the future for a generator. If we find gasoline or some form of ethanol fuel.
Could it be converted to run? As I'm walking around from the building and all the graves, none of them had Molotovs.
He just got done seeing 4 dead versions of, or 12 dead versions of himself, and he's like, we're all stone cold psychos in one way or another.
So could it be converted to run off alcohol? Hear me
Most
out.
likely.
We could use it as more of a diesel engine.
Yes. It can a gasoline engine. We should be able to convert it to diesel if we find the right things to do. Or even biodiesel, given enough time. And the right ones.
And I've got all this rotten meat.
Oh, I was about to say yes. If you can find a way to run it off biodiesel, and the ants produce any form of oils.
See, the rotted meat comes in handy.
Any of it. Are we going to go to the cache before nightfall?
This is the cache.
This is the cat.
This is the cache.
Yeah.
This is cache A number 1.
I'm
The
like,
bare bones. Jesus Christ.
yeah. Stop.
Are we
stop
going to another cache? How many days
How-
away is the other
How,
cache?
how do I find anything of interest on any of the 12 bodies?
It's
Guess what? We have no
bodies.
food.
They are definitely in different degrees of decayed.
Yeah.
The first few look practically just like skeletons in the ground now.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I asked my medic to come and look to see if he can determine how any of them died. I'm looking for like fractured skulls from like chair shots and shit.
Chair shot. What if I use my mitts?
I know.
What if he used a rolling pin?
So
should
perception
we
plus
go to
medicine
the-
or intelligence plus
yeah, just give me a medicine roll. Let's see if you can identify how these.
Can I
Very-
use a perception plus survival to see if I can look for like signs of
Sure. Sure. It won't be as precise, but it could work.
yeah.
Hey, that gum. Can I see this gum? I want to see. Is it sugary gum?
Probably.
Trying to figure
I
out like a
would've
way
got-
maybe we can lure ants to get food, like lure them away from the hive. in some way.
Hey,
We need
I need you
food.
to roll an
We are like
intelligence
days
plus
away
medicine.
from everywhere.
You, John. Roll.
Yeah, I'm on.
Medicine,
All right.
get it, man.
Just with your general overview, as you're looking at the bodies, you see bone fractures all over the place. Your best estimation is that whoever these people happen to be, and you're pretty sure you can assume who they are, they went hard.
Yeah. What does John get with his success?
So, with some of the bodies that still have a little bit more of mass to them and aren't just desiccated corpses, it's a mixture between blunt force trauma and bullets and slash wounds. It looks like they lived hard. And they died even harder.
They were all rock and roll stars.
I want to go back inside and talk to Handy.
Okay.
Handy, I have a question.
Master
Yes.
Smithfield.
Have you escorted all of us back to the vault?
No.
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 How many? Which ones of us have never made it back to the vault?
Edwin
Yeah.
has never made it back. And
I guarantee
you've never
that.
made it back. And I've never made it back. The only person
Is the only one who's ever made it back Dirk?
Yeah.
I have only ever returned the Magnum.
This is where you ask why.
Well, no, we clearly because we all died.
Wow, no, maybe there's orders only in Magnum Man returns.
Mr. Handy, do you have orders that only the Magnum Man returns?
When things turn south, it seems that Master Magnum is generally the only one left standing.
Okay.
He earned the title Master Magnum.
Very well. Okay. I look at you guys. I said I don't have any more questions. I think if we're going to sleep here tonight, then this is a safe place to sleep. It's clearly fortified.
Where are we going to go? We need to at least collect some food. Do we have an idea of how we can do that? I think we lure a few ants away.
I think that message said like leave the fucking ants alone. So I'm thinking that we should leave the
is
ants
a valid
alone.
point. Yeah, it's a valid point.
I think we head towards cache number 2, personally.
Well, we have enough food for about 1/5 of that trip.
Where are
I
you guys
believe
having
that.
this conversation?
Huh?
Where are you?
Right there. Right there in the living room.
In the living room. Okay. Edwin, where are you at?
I'm still looking at the.
We're all about to blow up from private messages.
No, Edwin, where'd you say you were
At the car. Still looking at the engine.
While you're looking at the engine, you're just kind of out there. You notice that the Magnum Man is off in the distance, climbing around on the windmill off in the distance.
He's got Poopy.
Magnum Man.
And off the top rope. I'll head that way. And
You're gonna start heading out that way.
yeah, and I'll like, hey, what's going on up there?
Hey, I'm trying to fix this thing, brother.
Do you have knowledge of that?
Yeah, not very good at it, but I know what I'm doing. Just give me some time. Right now, I'm gonna cut a mad promo so I can have a better chance.
Maybe I can help you and walk you through some of it.
Yeah, well, why don't you get down in there? You're the engineer, yeah.
You're like the engineer.
Say it. A repair roll.
You make another attempt at it. It just to you feels like you're not. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. You see what you need to do. You're just missing parts. You need some junk to help bring it to fruition.
Fail again.
Damn.
All right, and inside of the cabin, what are you guys doing?
Um,
Oh, yeah. Critical success.
nice.
Not me.
We'll get back to that in just a second. Inside of the cabin?
Mr. Handy, what is our main mission here? Why us four? Why are we here?
That seems like a very complex question, Master Smithfield. Perhaps you were chosen because you're the best one for the job.
Okay, so what is our actual mission?
And T'Challa was chosen, and you thought he was a communist.
I'm uncertain. That was not in my programming.
Your programming is just to hunt down communists, right?
No, that's just a side objective. I've been assigned to travel with you. Well, some of you. Well, one of you.
So just you're literally just supposed to be traveling with Mr. Magnum, the Magnum Man.
Precisely.
And you were assigned this application when?
At the very beginning.
Yes.
And who assigned you this application?
I'm sure the overseer. Or was it someone different?
Unfortunately, I can't disclose that information.
It could be Sidduq himself. Maybe he just came across to Mr. Handy, neutralized it severely.
I'm not trying to be funny, but Dirk has not shown the highest capacity for dealing with things like this. This is probably not in his wheelhouse. Which
This is
means
Dirk.
who knows?
Perhaps I could be of more assistance if you reassembled my body.
Sure.
This
Where-
seems like a trick. This seems like a trick. This seems like a trick. Remember,
So hold on.
he thinks
I have
you
to
are
ask this
communist. He immediately
So hold on.
kills you.
I have to ask this question. Hold on. Pause. Mr. Handy, besides the last time, have you ever terminated any of us?
I cannot answer this question, no.
He-
We
he
have
keeps
been
mouthing
fucking
no.
killed. We have been fucking killed before here.
Yes.
All over the place. Mr. Handy, where was the location where you first dismantled or you were first the first Dirk Magnum was killed and brought back to support?
Master Magnum has never been killed.
That
He's-
seems very unlikely.
But he did say 4 times he has
Mr.
not gone back to the vault.
explosives and the other things. Wait, so there are 4 Magnums still going about?
Well, it depends on what time period.
Vaz, Jesus.
No, he goes back to
That's-
the vault.
But he's only gone back 8 times. Not all.
And he
Protons.
is not perished, therefore there are 4 magnums.
Depending on the
currently
last
living.
200 years, it could
That
quite
is-
easily be.
That is one heck of what would he call it? A tag team.
Uh, Mr. Handy, do you have any ideas where your parts are at?
I would check in places Master Magnum would decide to hide things.
I'm going to check the back of the vehicle.
Okay, as you guys are, or is it just you? Dr. Reaver, are you also going outside?
Are there any posters on the wall?
Any what?
Posters.
Posters.
No, no posters.
Are there any? Are there any pieces of wrestling nostalgia inside the cabin?
Other than those makeshift posters that were in the locker, no.
Oh.
But as you're looking around and as Smithfield is going out to check the car, you guys hear a metallic groan from outside. And then, for those of you by the windmill, after a few moments, you start to hear water pumping through a pipe. And that stock tank that's right next to the windmill starts to get filled with rusty water. And as we hit this moment, we're going to take our short 10-minute break. And we will be back in
15,
about
sir.
15 minutes. 15 minutes.
15? Okay.
15
I
minutes.
can make it 10 if we're all
No,
back.
15 works. 15.
Okay.
Yeah, let's make it.
So, for the viewers and the players, this is a perfect opportunity to stand, stretch your legs, get some water, go to the bathroom.
And we'll have some entertainment for you. We're going
See
to-
you
Stay hydrated, people.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Our American way of life. Isn't it grand? Peace, freedom, and bacon and eggs. Seems perfect. But what if it's not? Friends, your future may not be as secure as you think. Where will you be when the atomic bombs fall? You can secure your family's future by reserving a spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault from Vaultec. That's right, Bob. Act now, and your family can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation. And Doris, the vault will have all the amenities of your modern-day home, and it's attractive. And Sally, in the vault, you might meet that special someone, just as you would on the surface. And in a few short years, you and your fellow vault dwellers will repopulate our great country. And Billy, you'll have lots of swell kids to play with. Reserve your family spot in a state-of-the-art underground vault today. Sign up now and prepare for the future.
I love those days.
Following total atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation of ours may fall to you. That's why we at Vault-Tec have prepared these educational materials for you to better understand the 7 defining attributes that make you special. Today, we will focus on strength. In the wasteland, essential supplies will be scarce. When an item of value is found, keep it close and away from bullies. The stronger you are, the more you can carry. Be sure to know your limits, or you may find it challenging to escape from hazardous scenarios, no matter how strong you are. There are other situations where you may find yourself in close proximity to unfriendly neighbors. For such cases, you must learn to defend yourself using your natural strength. Use anything sharp or sturdy enough to swing. Get creative with your implement, but stay reasonable and look for anything that can further enhance your innate vigor. The greater your strength, the greater the impact. But remember, some moments require more than muscle. In this chapter, we focus on perception. It is the unfortunate truth that when you go above ground, you will be faced with many post-nuclear nuisances. These frightening menaces will come in all different shapes and sizes and pose an immediate threat to your survival. You must learn to deal with these dangers, but may find this challenging at first. That's why we've provided you with the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, so you can scan the threat and pinpoint areas of weakness. And the higher your perception, the more accurate you will be. Why, you'll put Davy Crockett to shame. There may be times when you must engage in questionable activities. Your perception can help keep you safe during these morally ambiguous moments. Practice your pilfering on youths, the elderly, or the incapacitated. As you continue to purloin your way to success, try more challenging targets and more skillful techniques for greater returns. Don't get too cocky there, sport. Our topic today is endurance. We will all be faced with many new and unfamiliar health risks, such as infection, sudden loss of limb, and above all, harmful radiation. Fortunately, your formidable endurance has turned your body into a hard-working machine that can resist the harmful effects of radiation and physical violence. Like any machine, then, your body must be well maintained to stay in tip-top shape. While average Joes will survive on old packaged standbys, your ironclad insides will allow you to seek fresh meat. Radiation poisoning may have enlarged your favorite meals. This means more healthful nutrition for you. Take caution not to bite off more than you can chew. Endurance can also provide new options for food, some of which can be an acquired taste. Gone are the days of exercising for fun. Instead, you will need to combine athletics with crucial survival activities. The greater your endurance, the further you can go. Just be certain to be mindful of others. And now, charisma. What is it made of? Unlike the clean, wholesome America you may recall, the wasteland will be a distrustful place, full of unsavory characters and few morals. Earning the trust of your fellow man is an often overlooked key to survival. One way to prove your trustworthiness is through fair commercial exchange. Your renowned charisma will enable more favorable bartering. Don't get greedy now. Use your charismatic nature to negotiate your way out of tense moments. Having friends is always of value. How else do I find friends, you may wonder? You may find an impromptu cocktail hour helps to ease social stress. Your charisma will help you avoid the perils of addiction, but not the immediate effects of drink. So practice moderation, or you'll find out who your real friends are the hard way. You will find that even wild animals can be charmed by your charisma. Looks like you've found a new pal. Oh, don't get carried away there, big fella. Our next area of attention is intelligence. With all the talk of physical survival in the wasteland, you may forget that sometimes it's survival of the smartest. An empty mind is a vessel for knowledge, and intelligence is the key to unlocking opportunity and adapting to your new world above ground. Your advanced know-how will grant you access to new places and new technologies. Space age, isn't it? Intelligent survivors are also more inventive, creating technological wonders of their own. Note that the S in science stands for safety. And when the tables are turned against you, don't be afraid to set aside your refined intelligence for the raw instincts of survival. Just don't lose your head. Now, let's discuss the uses of agility. A nuclear blast and the subsequent fallout will have many adverse effects on life as we know it. Intensive, prolonged radiation exposure may transform those above ground into decrepit, rotting beings that have lost their ability to reason. They will likely be without common manners and quick to anger. You must learn to make the most of available firearms, but enthusiasm will only take you so far. Now let's try that again. And remember that with your impressive agility, you can act more decisively in VATS. See? It's a snap. Agility can also help you out in difficult moments. But why place yourself under undue stress? Instead, try a subtler route. Taking the quieter approach is always worth consideration. Your agility can turn a sneak attack into a complete tactical move. Keep in mind, others may have the same bright idea. Got your rabbit's foot? Good. It's time we talk about luck. The difference between whether you live or die in the post-nuclear world may depend on the flip of a coin. Luck is a mysterious sort of curiosity. See here? A well-placed shot may not always do the trick. If Lady Luck favors you, though, you'll find those critical moments a breeze. What's this? Only scrounging up duds? Time and patience may net you a suitable collection, but with luck on your side, you're bound to find some swell keepers. No, hold on to anything shiny. It may be of hidden value. Be careful not to get distracted by your newfound fortunes. Uh-oh, that wasn't the only pest. It looks like luck has helped you once again. Unfortunately, she can't save you from every situation. At least your misfortune can become someone else's fortune. Keep doing your chin-ups and push-ups because there's more strength can do for you. Always look to sharpen your 5 senses, for perception doesn't stop there. Build your endurance, and soon you will find ways that it improves your life above ground. So you see, taking the charismatic approach is more than just good manners. Advanced learning in the field of intelligence can offer even more benefits in this modern age of wonder. Your agility will help you move through the wasteland with ease and yield other benefits. Luck may be fickle, but if you can woo her to your side, the possibilities are endless. Swing for the fences like the pros, crafting specialized protective gear to keep, or building clever weapons to wield, keenly assessing the unfriendly locals and terrain, of handling sensitive munitions with in building a long-distance relationship, of added confidence in the swimming pool, stronger, more resilient limbs to keep the flesh of your fellow man can provide. Working with man's best friend into more loyal companions will convincing others to act on your behalf and to start navigating with technological ease. Keep blood where it belongs by healing in creating more potent chemical compounds from assaulting an unsuspecting dreamer for the in hastily reloading your firearms by piling on damage to additional targets when a particularly bloody mess with little chance to build a streak of destruction that cuts the magic of the unexpected. All regularly study your Vault-Tec provided materials to prepare for survival. And to answer the question, do you know what makes you special?
All right, guys.
Zero. Since
But I'm going to check it out.
It looks so good, dude.
Welcome back to Fallout, Texas. We're back from our break. And as we left off, Dr. Reaver, I think, was going to ask some more questions of the Mr. Handy.
Oh, yeah.
Edwin
Well, one of us.
and the Magnum
Me?
Man is back there playing with the stock tank. And Smithfield was about to open the trunk on the shot-up car.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
So we are going to start with Edwin and Magnum Man. It begins to pump out rusty water into the stock tank.
Is it radiated? Is a Geiger counter going off?
It's lightly radiated. I mean, you'll pick up rads from it, but
So it's definitely not purified.
Yeah.
it's groundwater.
It's dirty water. Dun, dun, dun.
So it's not
Well,
like even aquifer.
we have a
It's
water
like
supply here.
Surface level groundwater.
Hey, 1 second. John, we're picking up audio from your recording computer.
What is the specific audio?
It just sounds like background noise, maybe the fan. Was not doing that before the break. That's the only reason I noticed it.
Yeah, because as we move around, it's anytime any of our stuff activates, it makes an interesting sound now.
Yep.
All right. It's fine. Hey, we'll just power through it.
Server mute it, and hopefully that doesn't break anything.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, cool. Okay, sorry. What was the question?
So they were talking about the freshwater, groundwater, whether or not it was
Groundwater
irradiated.
Coming up irradiated, yeah.
Yeah. So we have fresh water. Well, we have water.
We have
You have
water.
water.
I said it's dirty water. So I mean,
Mm,
it could be boiled, right? Or is it dirty water or irradiated water? What's the difference?
it's just dirty water. With processing, it could become purified water,
Cool.
but it does
So-
pump water.
We have a functional water pump.
Yes.
We set this up for ourselves. This isn't a bad place.
Is an assumption.
So Magnum,
Yeah.
what do you think we should do? Should we stay here and use this as a base camp?
You know, brother, I don't know what's going on, but this whole thing has got my gears turning. Yeah. I don't like this situation. I don't like that robot in there knowing so much about us. It feels like a trap.
Everything about this feels like a trap.
I think every location is going to be the same thing. I think we should just go to San Angelo.
What's in San Angelo?
Wasn't there? What was it, Steve? Sorry, I forgot what you said.
It was just marked ranch.
The ranch, or it's closer to San Angelo, right?
Yeah, close to San Angelo.
The ranch.
But if we made the map and the ranch is somewhere we went before,
Yeah.
isn't that just going to be a trap too?
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe the military base. It
Screw
just
that.
has me concerned.
Random
that
spot.
There's no one else out here at all.
Pick a random spot.
Yeah, we could just pick a random. We could just one of those towns on the map. Why don't we just go to one of those towns?
And see what we can find there.
Yeah, I agree. Better idea than wandering towards these caches. They're just going to be booby trapped with more misinformation. Yeah.
I hold up the bomb. More of these, probably not a good idea.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think we should destroy that hut back there. Someone else comes across it. But like you said, there's fresh water here, so I don't know.
Fresh water and a place to sleep. You gotta weigh it. Is it worth destroying if we can stay here in case of emergency?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable here. This place is giving me the willies. Yeah. I feel like there's a massive heel turn coming. You know, brother.
From who?
I don't know, dude. I'm giving that doc the side eye all day. I don't trust his weird German accent. I knew Yvonne Eric once had the same accent. Yeah. Did the Claw of Death right from Dallas, Texas. Yeah. That's right, dude.
Okay. I don't know what any of that means. But let's go down. We can talk. Everybody, have some water. We need to get food.
All right, Smithfield.
All right, I want to open up the trunk.
You open up the trunk.
It's booby trapped and I die. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen, dude. It's gonna explode right now.
All right. When you pop open the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
you see that very clearly popping the trunk would have been a bad idea had it not rained at least a couple of times at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do trigger a trap.
Of course
But
I do.
when it opens, you see that it didn't go off. It's another bottle cap mine, but this one is soaked through.
Good lord.
So whatever ignition was in there, it is not there anymore.
Right.
You also see the shell and thruster component of a Mr. Handy, but all of the arms are missing. And all of the ocular components are missing.
All right, I am. I want to pick those up and walk inside. Mr. Handy, got a couple questions for you. You've been to the other caches, correct? Since you traveled with us for a long time.
Of course.
What are at the other caches?
Generally, things that you felt were important.
Okay. What's at the ranch?
I have never been to the ranch.
Have you ever been to
They
the
don't
military
take
base?
kindly to my kind there.
Okay. Mr. Handy, have you been to the military base?
Which one?
There's more than one?
Yes.
Like the closest one.
Ah, yes. We went there looking for uranium cores.
Why would we go looking for uranium core?
You would have to ask Dr. Reaver.
I look over at Dr. Reaver. Why would we need uranium core?
Well, I don't know. Most likely to power something. I have some questions for you, Mr. Handy. And I need you to be frank with me. I am tired of these games. So, how many locations are there that we are not to go to ever? Near here. For
Suggest
DM's helpful.
avoiding the Metroplex. And if you can find the rest of the Smithfield clan, it would be suggestible that Edwin stays away.
Why?
Okay.
Why should Edwin stay away from the Smithfield clan?
That is a very important question to ask. And a very inappropriate moment. Apparently. That is all I was told.
Okay. So, there are two paths. I
We
can
did a
see here.
terrible job. by the
Jebediah.
way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can
So,
you do me a
the
favor?
Jebediah.
Can you start putting his thrusters together?
What?
We're
You want to
taking the
take him
robot with
with
us. Yes. We're taking Mr. Handy
Like-
with us.
Like, can you kill somebody with thrusters?
No.
I'm asking. I'm just thinking like he turns on his side and blows to Charlotte's body in half.
I mean, it
He lands on his head with his thruster on.
Turns himself into a
Yeah.
missile.
That's okay. I just want to make sure before we decide to do this. There wasn't the reason we did
it
the part.
it is a thruster that
Like we took its hands first, and then all of a sudden it started just like bumping into him as he was near cliff edges.
it is a
Every
thruster
time
that-
he's near any kind of height, he makes his way over there. Oh, allow me to help you, Mr. Edwin. Oops, I've
It is-
fallen.
It is a thruster that emits a flame, so
Yeah, he could kill him.
it is not without risk.
I say that it's very possible that this could cause Edwin's death. Maybe not probable, but very, very possible.
Is Edwin a communist?
Oh, you're asking me? I don't
I'm
know.
asking
Show me
Mr.
the
Handy.
Marxist. Well, I'll do
I'm-
Marxist. Show me the Marxist.
No, Edwin is not a communist at the moment.
At the moment.
That
What turned him into a communist last
He said
time?
he couldn't answer this.
I am incapable of answering this question.
Do you want your thrusters?
It does not matter if I want my thrusters or not.
Why are
I've been
you incapable of
programmed to not
answering?
answer the question.
Okay. Who programmed you to not answer these questions?
He can't answer this question.
Yes,
I asked him this question.
I cannot answer that question.
Hack into him and find out who's blocking him.
Can I hack? Well, no. Obviously, I would know that I could hack into Mr. Handy. I can't beat myself.
Maybe you're
I
better this
anticipated
time.
my hacking, and now I can.
Not here in the shed with all of you here.
See, dude, that's why I've been giving him the side eye, brother. He's acting heel.
No, I mean, I can't beat myself. See, that was your jokes.
Will you just put his damn thrusters on?
Must be that famous German humor. Yeah.
How about we take the core and we take the thrusters with us, and then when our compatriots arrive, we will determine what to do with these body parts.
Is
All
it
right.
just me, or does he get more German every time he talks?
Yeah, the compatriot.
I'm Estonian.
Right, Estonian.
Edwin and Edwin and Magnum. What are you guys doing?
After he gets down off the windmill, head back to the cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, I say we head out the cabin and meet him outside, probably, because that's where I
Why?
You guys.
Because we take Mr.
I-
Handy and the parts with us, right? Disconnect Mr.
I'm not
Handy
carrying
from the
all
radio
this.
communication. Well, no, you carry that, and I carry. Well, is that heavy?
Why don't we just put him together in here?
The thing I said about the Edwin dying.
Okay.
Well, I'm just
Also-
saying,
Oh,
Mr.
good
Handy.
lord!
Mr. Handy.
Can you start getting his
Edwin
optic
guaranteed
nerves
at some
from
point
all
in
around here?
time to be a communist? Eventually, in your mind, Mr. Handy, will Edwin become a communist? How many times to you has Edwin become a communist?
6 times.
6 times. So there are 12 dead Edwins. That is a 50% chance.
That's not actually. That's not
this
12.
will kill
Actually,
Edwin.
actually, that's not 12 dead ones.
It's not
out
12
there.
Edwins. It's like different. It's different.
It's
nerve
4
Yeah.
of each of us.
4 of
Everyone
each of
except
us.
for Magnum. Actually,
So 2 times he was a communist. He got away. Sneaky communist.
3 times.
Let me ask you something, robot. Do you?
oh, you
follow...
guys just show back up.
Are we there? Are we there?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, sure.
Do you follow Asimov's 3 rules? Yeah.
As long as you're not a communist.
Which you can't tell us the determination of.
Yeah. So you can't. So you. So are we? We're not.
So you
communists,
may
right?
or may not kill us at any point in time.
What could we do to become communists?
I think you just became a communist by asking that question.
Probably. A dirty pinko rat. Yeah.
We could try
Predominantly,
Stalin.
not acting against the government. Not acting against the Enclave. Not acting against Mother.
What's the Enclave?
Wait, what's the Enclave?
The information on this topic is behind a security clearance, and none of you are cleared.
Okay.
This
I
robot
think
is
maybe
annoying.
I would be able to hack this. This seems like something we would.
You should hack it.
Well,
I
then
was about
hack.
to say,
Hack it. Hack this module.
let's
Hold on.
give ourselves
Hold on.
the
Hold on.
security
Wait a
clearance.
minute. Don't we have a behavioral thing for him?
We have a behavioral analysis mod you have in your backpack.
Yeah, I pull it out. I
we
go.
do.
Will this help?
Probably.
Yes, maybe. Let's
Although
try
I
that.
Here.
gotta look at what it actually does. Steve,
And then we put it in, and it's like it turns them into thinking we're all communists. So, Steve, what would I roll
What are
Put
you
him
trying to
into
do?
nurse Curie mode.
to hack in to find the enclave information, and also after that to repair it to?
I know
put the behavioral
repairing-
mod chip in.
repairing robots is a repair skill. I know that.
Well, I've got science for the hacking of us.
The science for the hacking.
I can assist with that.
What's the difficulty on that? Is it just a 2 or?
It's going to be a difficulty 3.
Oh, 3? Never mind.
Oh, you have to burn
okay, I'll
APs.
put difficulty in. So, no
It
enclave
is-
information.
All
And
the
the chip.
all the mod does is reduce the difficulty of speech tests by 1.
And it's generally on
Okay,
Miss
so that would be 2
Nanny's.
successes.
Yeah.
Solved it.
It is rare though, so if one of us did play Mr. Handy, it's a good mod. But
All right, so as you and Edwin are working together to hack your way through this,
we
a
want
lot
the
of
regeneration field, dude.
a lot of the security coding that you are trying to hack through is not standard to the Mr. Handy, but it is written in a coding language that you, specifically Dr. Reaver, are
Yeah, 'cause
very
he-
familiar with.
Because he wrote it.
I told you I cannot beat myself.
There's a bunch of
Because
umlauts.
my other self will have had more time.
There's a bunch of umlauts in there.
to beat myself.
100 umlaut 001 umlaut. this place is lousy with umlauts.
Noise.
Noise.
So, I can't beat myself. My other self has had more time to prepare. So, I say there are two paths here. One, we go to the caches that we have set up for ourselves, and it's not a trap. Or, we specifically go to the locations that this Mr. Handy has told me we should not be going to, which is the Smithfield family village. A very, apparently, you didn't even need to be in the vault.
Maybe
But
Maybe-
we can't bring Edwin because apparently they have a problem with people.
I
don't
have
know.
no idea. Wait a minute. I know why you
Then-
have a problem.
There's
Because
the
of who you used to work
observatory.
for. It's who you
Who's-
worked for, Edwin.
Mr. Handy.
Why do you have a problem with West Tech?
I don't think I think if my family survived, then probably bad things happened to them. So they're probably pissed off at you if they find out that you worked for West Tech.
If your family's like 200 and something years old, we have problems elsewhere.
I know.
Is the
In
robot
all of our
1 second. Cookie was going to ask something.
is the robot still like listening to us talk, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you something, robot. Is the information you have stored on you, is that from a past memory that you have, or was it programmed into you? Did you experience these things, or were they told to you?
Would the robot know the difference?
I experienced these things firsthand.
I hope your roof didn't just roll in.
T'Challa.
Status! Status!
Puppy
T'Challa!
attack.
Status!
Puppy attack! Puppy attack!
We've lost the left arm.
I experienced these things firsthand, traveling as the attendant to Master Magnum.
What about the information you told to Doc? Did you experience that firsthand, or was that information given to you?
Which information?
Where we're not supposed to go.
I was there for the Smithfield event.
And
The other
the
things were related.
observatory. There's the observatory and the anthill, and there is what was the location that there was? He told us not to go to.
The military
Oh,
post.
the
Military post.
Metroplex. He said,
Oh.
"Do not go to the Metroplex."
Yes, the Metroplex. It is where the Magnum Man's arch rival resides. Has been for 3 rotations.
Are you telling me that Bulk Hogan is in the Metroplex, my dude?
Bulk Hogan?
Yes, and he has gained considerably in bulk.
Bulk
He
Hogan.
encompasses the name.
Let me tell you something. He betrayed me and turned heel when we were part of the Mega Powers. And I've been waiting for a chance to put a steel chair through his face. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the last time we visited, he ended
Magnum?
Master Smithfield's life.
Magnum?
Which
Remember the
iteration of
plan.
Master Smithfield?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Which iteration of Master Smithfield was this?
It was 2 rotations ago.
2 rotations ago.
He took your coveted chair and crushed Master Smithfield's head with it.
So that's 2 times you get hit with a chair at this story.
Yes.
So if the Jebediah kills the Edwin and the Metroplex kills the Jebediah, then we definitely do not go to the observatory whatsoever. Let's not go to the
Or
observatory.
did
I have a
you-
horrible feeling that is where I die.
Yeah. Or did the doc from 2 rotations ago tell the robot to tell this doc not to go to those places?
If he did, he's a
That's
prick.
why I'm trying to figure out who programmed this stupid robot. Because we could just be talking in circles about what we should and shouldn't do.
I'm very surprised actually there are not 4 skeletons inside the cabin of of versions that
Yes.
just discussed
I'm-
until they were dead.
I'm surprised I didn't die of dysentery while waiting for an answer to this unendable question of what we should do.
This is why we
Go
should
to the ranch.
somewhere not
Exactly.
on the map.
Let's go to a
Yes.
city that's not marked.
Yes,
unless
exactly.
every time we've done this, we've been slowly unlocking parts of the puzzle. So we should go to the caches and find more pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, okay, out of character, I just want to say that this is like the epitome of if I make something for the characters, they'll still go to left field. Like, he's going to sit there and like,
No.
I literally laid out like
It's not
7
our
locations
fault.
for you. Is you seriously going to go to 8?
It's
Really?
it's not our fault. No, because the first place we went to was hella booby trapped.
Oh, booby
And then we
trap.
found
No, it makes
multiple
sense.
bodies
It
there.
makes sense. It's just one of those things that's like inevitable. You know,
We
it's
had-
like even
yeah.
in a group, it's inevitable.
It's not like Steve set up a shack and it was a booby trap and we didn't find out that our other characters had been here.
Yeah,
before.
yeah, I know.
Come on,
Oh
dude.
no, we're
That's
we're
not-
in some deep level shit. No, I'm not saying that
That's what
about
I mean.
your decision making. I'm saying
No.
it's inevitable.
I mean,
like it's like time in the ocean.
I don't think it's a situation where Steve didn't set this up. I think Steve set this up on purpose like this. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put all this shit here. Like, why would you put a bunch of
So,
shit to make us not want to go?
So this is my
Yeah,
thoughts.
we could have
This
booby
is my
trapped it for
thoughts.
other people.
We need to go to the
Thinking-
other caches because
Until we found
I
all
would
the
like to
bodies.
see if we're buried in
Yeah.
other locations as well. Like, if we're buried at other caches, why are we buried there?
Because we died there.
Yes, but like,
I will give you one more, and then we are going to a different city.
this is my thing. If we have, I think we need to go to cache 4 first instead of cache 2 or 3 because it's way over there, and we can hit that one, and then we can go back
And these
to
cache,
2 and 3, and
All
then
these-
head to the ranch.
the only information we're getting from these said caches so far, at least this one, is just that it's out of character. That there's other iterations of us, which we already suspected and knew.
Yeah,
before.
we
Yes.
already.
So
Yeah,
it's not
But I would
actually
like to know
driving
what
the
we lumped
story.
ourselves.
but
Yeah,
every other piece of information we have is not technically credible right now.
Yeah, and we can't even believe
the
what we're
source is
hearing
bad.
anyway. All
Yeah,
of
the
it.
source is bad. That's the problem.
But yeah, we'll go,
Like,
I guess. But my
How
character
about
doesn't
this?
want to go. 'cause
The,
it's not a trap.
what is the closest location to us in time of the travel, including the metro and the observatory? We go to that one, and then we see what is there, and it will determine
Why
whether
would
or
we
not
want to
this
go
was
to a high
handy-
radiation area?
Because if we show up and there's no radiation, we
Then we know
know
it's
Mr.
lying.
Handy is lying.
This line, yeah.
Fair
But
enough.
if we show
You know
up
what?
and they're feral, we can trust the Handy to be giving us good information.
Let's go straight to the observatory then. I'm fine with that.
And obviously, if there are feral, since I'm the one that most likely dies, we will turn around, yes?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
If there's no radiation, we don't turn around, right?
Oh, yes. Well, if there's no radiation, we continue this. There's no monster. Be bad. Mr. Handy lied to me about dying. I hope.
I don't think the robot's capable of lying.
He's just
Yeah,
not
Wasn't
telling you.
programmed to do it. He
If he
will.
was told to lie, yeah.
He doesn't know it's alive. It's always been programmed to say.
Oh,
so-
yeah. He does not know it's a lie.
So it's
The
probably
prostitute robot tells you it loves you.
no. It's probably you who's lying to us. Well,
There's prostitute robots.
That
No,
is
I don't want-
possible too.
You're
I
lying.
do
I
not
don't
know
know.
myself
know.
yet if
I don't
I am the guy lying. I do not know. I cannot
So,
tell you if I am or not.
We're going to stay the night, rest, and then we're going to head to the observatory.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So we
On
are,
part
headed
of
to the,
the plan. Ha, 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 ha.
we are headed to the observatory. Fantastic.
I'm playing obviously with the wrestling. In the no, okay.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Don't do that.
Where, by the way, is my family farm at on the map?
It is not marked on the map, but Mr. Handy will happily help you with that information.
Well,
Thank
doesn't he
you.
remember where he came from before he went to the vault?
No. I remember I lived on the farm.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I will move y'all to the map here, and then to the south, you see where Rock Springs is at.
Yeah. Let me.
Right on the corner of the map there, there is what looks like a lake. Ping it real quick.
Ah, I see.
Okay. Okay.
I will put the map marker there. Once I
Yep.
figure out how to move it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
more
we're
upset
actually.
about
Oh
stuff too close
shit!
to the edge of
Y'all
the
did
map.
see that there's a Fort Davis right next to that observatory, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll hit Fort Davis and then the observatory.
Where'd you put this? I don't see the. Where'd you
Far
put it?
right of the map on the bottom. Right. We talked about the edge of
Ah,
maps
okay.
there, DM. And
Yep.
that's to me.
What does it do to you?
I have to.
I mean,
rezoom out
if
the
you
map and
really,
move stuff
if you have your
around
heart
to get
set
to
on
the
hitting one more
edges on
cache,
roll
we
20
could hit this
for the
cache
broadcast.
first before we go.
Yeah,
down.
you know, let's hit Cache 4 and then hit the and let's do that. Yeah, we're gonna go Cache 4 and then the fort and then the museum. That's me and the observatory. I think it's a good
Is
idea.
it where the observatory is just to the south of us, isn't it?
No, it's to the west.
Whatever here.
It's 4 days travel away.
Oh, I see. Okay. So we go to 4 first, and then we cut down to the observatory. When we find
Yeah.
out that's exactly what we did last time we went to the observatory.
Probably.
It's 3 days to get to the cache, which for some reason I spelled one of them with an S. Very helpful.
And that's where
Hey.
our money. That's the one that has all our money.
Yes, the cache. Eh?
Eh?
Oh crap! It's filled with freaking loonies.
Yeah, it's filled with pre-war money. But there's
Okay.
400 million of it.
But it's Canadian.
It's good, idiot.
So you guys
That
are
seems like
going
a great way to
to
make a zombie heist action movie. 1 second.
you guys are about to take a rest here, and given that it's midnight already, this is our cutting time.
Yeah.
So we will pick up next Thursday, traveling to Cache 4 and the observatory.
All right, sounds good to me.
That was good.
All right,
And,
for the viewers, we will try and actually make our break land towards the middle of the session, not close to the end like we did this time. I apologize for that. And we appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Well, it looks as if our time has just about run out.
Just enough left to tell him who the sponsor was.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.